I think in the pod too, you did it twice where you were like, no, I'm saying it right. Goulardi.
Yeah, it is. It's Goulardi.
And Michael had to be like, no. Ghoul. And you were like, oh, Goulardi.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I thought it was
like Grottos or Garados.
Garado.
Yeah.
God.
It's recording and we're good whenever.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Welcome. What? Yeah. Do you want to do it, Eddie?
What's up? this is what's the full title? I don't know.
Thank You for Your Services podcast.
Thank you for your services.
Yes.
Services.
This
Hey.
is going great.
Yep.
I'm Eddie Layfield, and I'm on Thank You for Your Services. Stay tuned for something fun, hopefully.
Wow, that was really good.
Thank you.
You
Just
sounded
jinxed
like
the whole episode, though. This is gonna suck now.
You sounded like
We'll cut it out.
you sounded like what's her name on NPR? I'm Terry Gross.
I'm Terry Gross.
Yeah. This has
God.
been NPR.
I've never listened to NPR.
No?
Oh wow, I used to listen to it quite a lot.
I listened to it once. I was one of my coworkers likes to listen to it, and like we were
Yeah.
in like a van trip going like an hour away from site. And we're driving together, and he put it on. I was like, oh god, it's gonna put me to sleep.
It really does put you to sleep. Her
dude,
voice is
I
very
was like
relaxing.
on the way home.
It's
I'm
calming.
like,
Yeah.
Just nodding out.
yeah. Luckily, I wasn't driving.
All right, so we have a very special guest this episode. We have our good friend, our commandant, Eddie Layfield. Eddie,
Hello? Hi.
hi.
Thanks for having
A
me.
brethren in silliness, even.
Really is, yeah. We've had his older brother Lloyd on the podcast before,
Yes.
but now this is the younger, more handsome, more charismatic
Wait a minute.
version.
Was that, you got sounds ready to
did.
go?
Yeah.
Of course he does. Yeah, he doesn't let anybody touch his soundboard
I
either,
love
so don't
that,
even
though.
try.
do you still have the Trump one? The I'm gonna come.
I retired that one.
That was
I
a
think
good
you got to
one.
bring that back.
So, Eddie, I want to dive right into you,
Sure.
because I know I'll be able to talk about myself for a full hour because I've had quite a couple weeks. But before we talk about me, so you came all the way from New York City just to be here, and I mean I know you have family here or whatever that lame ass shit, but like you came here mostly to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how long have you been living in New York?
Well, I like you said, I grew up in Delaware, and
Yeah.
I've been in New York City since 2015.
Oh wow. Okay.
I graduated college in 2015. I had a long story short. I guess I've been doing theater forever. I went to Cab Calloway.
Yeah,
like
we
you
went to
did.
the same high school and middle school.
Yes.
We both went there. Did you do a lot of theater when we were there?
Yeah, I
Okay.
was there. I wasn't. I was in the back. I was
Okay.
Was not leads until.
Reproduction?
No. I was on stage and
Oh,
and there, singing and dancing
Yeah.
along with everybody. But my first like big role was probably senior year of high school.
Okay.
I did a show called Ragtime, the
Yeah.
musical.
Yeah, I know that
and
show.
it's great. It's
Yeah.
great. Classic kind of music, classical Broadway music, and
Definitely.
I was the part younger brother in that show, and it was for the Delaware All-State Theater.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah.
And it was cool.
That's
and
a big deal around here for those who don't know.
I,
the theater
yeah.
heads.
Allstate was like that's
Yeah.
like where all the singers wanted to be, and then the actors. Yeah,
Yeah, they had, like-
exactly.
I had no
So you
clue,
guys went
yeah.
to normal high schools. Like we didn't have a good sports team, or
Neither did we.
Yeah, yeah, but like
AI and
I
I went to Dickinson.
yeah.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
say less, dude. Our sports teams were awful
Dude.
at my school.
AI?
Yeah.
But
No, I
Yeah.
thought you guys always were.
But
were
we were
winning.
we were
okay.
we
you?
were an art school, so Allstate for like was huge for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did all that.
That was your first like breakout where you caught the bug, basically.
no.
Oh.
I caught the bug when I was like 10.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
damn.
I'm like an undiscovered child star, waiting to be discovered.
Still to this day.
At age
Married,
30.
has a
Please,
job.
somebody discover him already.
Yeah.
We'll get there, we'll get there. I don't know if I want to be discovered. I just want to be happy and doing the things that make me happy.
Well, that's what I was wondering. So, like, do you like kind of being under the main cusp of things where you can just like work and then go home and kind of?
I would say like it's kind of there's like so many levels to theater and performing and singing and acting that it's kind of hard to answer that question without giving you like a full explanation of the whole kind of start to beginning.
I know a lot about. I've been in that world my whole life, and my sister's an actress too, out
Oh, I
in
didn't know
LA.
that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, Oh.
Yeah, that's what got me.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I knew
She
you,
was on a
but-
lot of children's shows like Yo Gabba Gabba and stuff. So like,
No shit.
Yeah, and
That's
so
cool.
when I watch you do stuff, I mean, we'll get into like what you do, but it reminds me of children's theater, like your
Yeah,
big emotions and stuff. And that's how I learned to sing growing up, was doing children's theater.
Yeah.
So when I watch you do stuff, I go, oh my god, he must be into the that same kind of a thing. And you seem like a person that's more along the lines of like street performance style versus like sitcom acting or something.
You think that?
Yeah, when
I would love to be in a sitcom.
Oh, really?
Oh, I would love that, because sitcoms, like theater, it's in front of a live studio audience.
So they still do it in front of a live studio audience?
I think some of them.
Some
I
do.
would say some of them, but I would
I think largely they don't anymore.
because they're
Yeah.
too expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what you see on TV is not what happens there.
Right.
They'll do a 2-minute scene 10 times with
Yeah,
the
of
audience
course.
sitting there, and the audience still has to react as if it's the first time they've heard John Stamos do this joke, or
Right.
or the cut it out thing.
Oh
And
my
everyone's
god,
like,
yeah.
yeah, there it is. They've been there for an hour watching him go, cut it out.
Oh,
So
dude,
still
yeah.
laughing like it's the first time they've heard
So
it.
was there a lot of times where they probably got like one good laugh track or like reaction and then just kind of like copied
Definitely.
and pasted it
Maybe.
throughout the
I would say they
episode?
probably just grabbed a laugh track and
Yeah, but-
recorded it
Well-
and then pressed the button.
Well, there's plenty of like sitcoms we all know, and I can't name any off the top of my head that definitely have like laugh track.
Well,
Like
I-
it's
Big Bang
definitely
Theory?
not like a
Were you-
general. Yeah.
Big Bang Theories, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
did you guys ever read that thing somebody pointed out years ago, that a lot of times when you're watching a sitcom, sometimes like all the people you hear laughing are probably dead by now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
True. That's kind of interesting.
It creeps me out.
They're all dead.
Yeah,
for sure.
they're all dead. Yeah.
You think they're still getting residual checks
From
sent
the
to them?
laugh?
Hopefully their estate does.
I
Hopefully.
don't think you get a residual for a laugh.
I don't think so either.
That's actually a good
not.
question.
Because typically those tickets are free.
Oh, to be
Really?
Yeah,
A
so
lot
because
of
I've
comps.
been to a live taping of like Conan O'Brien and stuff, and those
yeah.
tickets are free, but you call like 2 years ahead of time to
To
get
get 'em.
on the show.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how they get people to pack in those seats.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna like pay to go see Jimmy
No.
Fallon,
I don't know.
right? Maybe?
Depending
I
on
wouldn't-
the show. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of those businesses some of those shows will hire actors and pay them to go and sit in the audience.
Yeah,
I've done that
definitely.
a handful of times.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
AOL has like a talk show that they were doing. Yeah.
What?
They used to.
Yeah.
AOL, yeah.
America Online?
Yeah. It's like AOL Talk or something like
There was
that.
some, there was
No,
some
I
comic
remember
who there was some comic who got hired to do like a show for them that never went.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I was like America.
They try to have like a whole like station.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like an
so-
all internet
They
like videos.
owned a
Yahoo
lot
does
of
too.
shit back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yahoo
So you-
News wasn't that
Yahoo
one?
News was
Yeah.
one. So you'd get paid like $50 to just sit for 2-3 hours and watch a famous movie actor or whoever they have on as a guest get in an interview, and you're sitting there and you just enjoy it for the day, and maybe you get on camera and you get paid, and that's it. It's like
Yeah, but did you ever end up on camera twice, two different people? Like,
I'll tell you, I'd never watched. I was sitting in the audience.
You're like-
I
already
don't-
there.
Yeah, I don't want to watch
what
it
do they
again.
call those disaster actors? Like you're basically that
Crisis
A
actor.
crisis
Crisis
actor. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
you're gonna
Professional
see
crisis
me at
actor.
like a storm.
Oh my
down in,
God,
like,
dude.
It's gonna be like Katrina, and I'm running around.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, that would be crazy. Have you ever met anybody that's a
I don't.
a crisis actor?
I don't know if that's a real job. I don't know those people.
So-
really?
I mean, I'm
Allegedly.
sure you
There's-
could. You could
there's the-
do anything. You know?
The funny thing about that is like I actually got really into that for a little bit and like did some research
Crisis
and it turned
acting?
yeah,
Yeah.
crisis acting is real.
Definitely is.
And it's the news paying people to act because they want to get there. They want to be the one that has the scoop or has the reaction and
Well,
all
now-
that. It's
now
not a
they-
Yeah.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy. It's just the news trying to bump their numbers up.
But now they want clips.
Yeah.
It was
Everything is
clickbait.
clips. Clips is how the fucking youth gets their any information.
Yeah, dude, $10 a month for a ring cam, dude. You can send that to the news one day. You never know.
Damn.
make money.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Oh, like send them your.
If like
Security footage.
Yeah, if like
Yeah.
something happened out front of my house right now and like it was like newsworthy, I could send it in and probably like depending on what it was,
Yeah,
obviously.
if it was something
Yeah.
cool.
Like I guarantee you, like that whole train derailment, the people who
Yeah.
sent in the footage of the train, like the bearing like on fire passing their house, they probably got good money.
Yeah.
Really?
That clip,
I
yeah.
bet.
That good of money, huh?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of that stuff got swept under the
It
rug.
did, but
They weren't kind of
Eventually,
showing it on the
though.
news and stuff.
yeah, depending on like some news networks did, and
Yeah.
a lot of them probably got it because like they got the clip sent to them and probably paid
Whoever
Couple-
they could.
I
100,
also
couple
wonder.
thousand.
I also wonder if whoever bought those various clips, they're like, okay, we bought this clip, now sign this NDA and
Yeah.
don't send it to anyone else or talk
Yeah,
about it.
probably.
Yeah.
That seems most likely to
Yeah.
me. To
Yeah.
me.
So I know you're also so you're an actor in
Yes.
New York.
Yeah.
What's your daily routine like? Like, are you going to auditions constantly or what?
Kinda.
Okay.
Going a little back further, I graduated in 2015 with a musical theater concentration. So I have a BA in theater arts.
Okay.
So I was a musical theater person. I went to Point Park University in Pittsburgh.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
lot of
I
Ps.
love Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Points.
Do you
Park,
really?
Pittsburgh.
Love
I've
Pittsburgh.
never,
city.
I've never been there. I've always wanted to go
We-
because there's a good horror community there.
We went
Yeah.
last.
There's an improv
last summer.
club there too.
Yeah.
You went last summer?
We went like last summer. Yeah,
How was it?
It was
It was really
awesome.
fun?
I would say like the downtown area is kind of like
It's
eh.
sweet.
Yes.
Like it's like Wilmington to
Yeah.
an extent. Honestly, like there's not much.
The city
but, like,
is
there
kinda dead.
Yeah, there's no one there.
There's pockets that do have some stuff, like there's the theater district, and then there's a few schools and stuff. But other than that, it is kind of like
Yeah.
Wilmington, where it's just high-rise
Dude,
buildings. And
the Pirates were playing that day, and it was still easy to get in and out of the city, walk around, everything. Yeah, but
Yeah.
like it was really cool to see. There's also a lot of like really cool, like I think the cemetery that they filmed, like Night of the Living Dead, is like right down the
well,
street.
that's why
like,
the
a lot of
horror
culture.
community is so big there because Tom Savini has his makeup school there as well.
Yeah.
And they filmed Night of the Living Dead there, Dawn of the Dead at the Pittsburgh Mall, and I think they filmed Day of the Dead there as well.
I had an acting teacher named John Amplis that was like a big horror movie actor, and I wish I knew the movie he was in. It's a shame that I'm even bringing it up because I can't remember the movie he's in.
I'll have to
But
look that- I'll have to look him up later,
But
yeah.
he was a great teacher. I had a lot of good training when I was in school. It was a dance conservatory.
Oh, cool.
So it was like number 2 in the country under Juilliard.
Holy
for
cow, dude.
jazz dance. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So did you took jazz as well?
It was a conservatory, so we were doing like I had 30 odd credits of gen eds,
Okay.
but then the rest of my 90 or whatever credits were core musical theater kind of stuff. So freshman year, I was doing 8 a.m. ballet every day for
Wow.
3 hours.
That's great.
You'd take an hour break, and then you'd go to another 3-hour class called voice and speech, where
Okay.
it's just learning how to get rid of your colloquialisms like
Sure.
home.
Yeah.
Was a big one that they kept ragging on me. They
Yeah,
were like, why do you
whole
have
Delco
a
area
Yeah,
talks like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend just bully me until I stopped saying water.
Yeah, they were That's a good one.
Yeah.
They were like, why are you so southern? And I was like, I don't sound southern. You sound fucking southern. What are you talking about?
Do they also like teach like accents and stuff like regional accents and stuff?
I took dialects class, and that was a big part of voice and speech.
That
Like,
stuff fascinates me.
it was fun. I'm a really
Yeah.
good parrot. I can't really bring it out of me and like copy voices of people, but if I hear like
Someone's talking
someone do
like
a
that?
voice, like if someone was doing Stewie Griffin, I could probably also mimic that. I
Okay.
can mimic singing really well. Like
Very cool.
At a young age, I kind of was listening to people on the radio and trying to resemble their voice.
Yeah.
I love Michael Bublé, so that
yeah.
was kind of my go-to guy. He's
a good singer.
He's a great singer. I hope he hears the pod because I'd love to work with him one day.
Yeah.
I've been working on a cool musical based off of his
What?
music.
That's awesome.
So I'll tell you, my service.
Yeah.
What do I do in life?
Yeah.
I went to theater school. I have my union card, so I'm an equity actor.
Yeah.
That's the union for musical theater and plays as
Is
well.
that like SAG for theaters?
Yes, it's like
Gotcha.
SAG for theater. It's there's pros and cons to being in the union.
Of course.
Yeah, any union.
Any
Yeah.
union, like you guys know, there's highs and lows. I would say for guys, the business is a little bit easier because there's less of us. Anytime you're going to an audition, there's 10 guys in the room and there's 60 girls in the room.
Sure, yeah.
It's just, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a harder business for ladies. And being in the union guarantees you an audition if they have space.
Okay, cool.
Non-union workers, this is something really kind of that nobody really knows about theater until
we're
you're
getting
working.
inside.
We're getting deep. I'm trying to give you guys like a deep look at how it is to be an actor. And in New York City, pre-COVID, if you were non-union and trying to get into an audition, you were going to 34th Street and 8th Avenue and waiting outside of a high-rise building.
Yep.
Before the doors open, so that you can go and sign a piece of paper and maybe get seen at the end of the day if they have spare time to see people. So you're in line at 6 a.m. and people have been there since 2 a.m., maybe 4 a.m., depending on whatever the show
like Black
is.
Friday
or
at Best Buy.
Yeah, it's just like that,
That's what it sounds like.
And audition season's in the winter months,
Yeah.
So you're fucking freezing your
winter in
ass
New
off
York.
in New York City.
They do it on purpose.
Maybe.
Maybe.
No.
I think if you're committed enough to get your ass up there and go wait in line and then hope to get seen, that shows.
Yeah.
Just getting there is the hardest thing.
Well, I would say that's with any job right now, especially because, I mean, I hate sounding like a boomer here, but literally, like, people do not want to leave their homes anymore to go to work. And if they do show up at a job, a lot of times these employees are just garbage anymore, and businesses are just hiring anybody. So if you're enthusiastic and you show up somewhere, you'll probably get the gig at some point.
Yeah. And it's kind of like how I kind of got on the podcast here. I kind of just took a risk and messaged you guys and put myself out there, and you said yeah. So it's, if you don't put yourself out there and risk something, you're definitely not going to get any reward.
If you don't ask, you'll never get it.
That's right. Yeah. And I think a lot of people in my business, it's very hard, or it's very easy to get stuck with yourself. It's hard to get yourself out of the way and just do something because you're mentally blocked and saying, no, I shouldn't even do this.
Well, that's
not worth it.
That's what's wild about acting is, like, typically every job or any trade, really, your first, like, 2 years, you're going to kind of suck at something or whatever. And then you're hard on yourself until you get better and you gain clientele or whatever. But with acting, it's like you could be great right out of the gate, but you're just not right for the part. So most of your time is spent failing. I feel not failing, but to be a good actor,
just trying.
But
It's a lot of no.
Exactly. And that is what's so wild about acting. Like, I cut hair for a while, and it's like, you're only going to get better at cutting hair and you'll gain more customers. With acting, it's like, yeah, you can get better at acting. You can hone your craft more, but
It's a whole different recipe.
Exactly. That is so wild to me because I would get down so fast all the time in the entertainment world.
I was like that for a bit, probably pre-COVID. COVID definitely was hard for everyone in the industry.
Yeah.
It definitely changed a lot of stuff too. Auditions were in person, and then the second COVID hit, auditions went online and Zoom. And for me, that sucked. I'm so nitpicky.
I can't imagine.
On the camera.
It's kind of like a casting tape.
It
like
is.
sending in a tape, but it's you're doing it live.
Yeah.
And if, iPhones are great now, but, 2000...
3 years ago.
3 years ago, they weren't the best, and you're still doing all your editing yourself, and the sound quality is shit because you're doing it in your apartment that's 12 foot by 12 foot or whatever. So the sound's not good. So during COVID, I really kind of took a step back from pursuing musical theater because I just thought it was so cringy to see myself on film.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, I can't even. When you're doing film, you can take like 20 takes.
Yeah.
But do you hire a piano player to come and play with you? Do you get tracks? Because that's kind of what you have to do now is you got to...
Really?
I mean, you could hire a pianist to come to your audition. I would only do that if it was like a callback and like a serious role, or, if a casting director gave me a packet of material, I would get my own accompanist and bring them with me. Because you would practice your timing and all that kind of stuff. But for like regular auditions, they have an accompanist there. And what's the point of this talk? That's what I was telling you.
Self-awareness?
Just being self-aware of who... Oh, I was saying, COVID, why I didn't want to do it anymore. I was too self-aware.
That's it.
I hated watching myself, and I was like, if I'm already cringing at this, the casting person's going to turn it off in 2 seconds. So I didn't even bother. So I really actually focused harder on TV and film production kind of stuff. And
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fucking important too, though. You have to be able to do it all.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like in my little career, I'm 30 now, and I feel like I've done a lot of the jobs in the industry.
Yeah.
I
Just
feel
getting
like
started.
Yeah, I'm just getting started. I love being behind the camera. I love being on the camera too. But auditioning is not fulfilling.
Oh,
No,
God.
no.
It's tough.
It's sometimes you're in the room for a minute and they're just there to hear your 16 bar cut and that's it. And they say thank you. They don't tell you yes or no.
What is your go-to audition song?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's been a bit. It's been
You have one?
sure, but it
You have to carry around like
repertoire.
3 monologues and like 3 or 4 different songs to showcase like your different sides, right, of your acting style.
I would say a smart performer would know what show they're going to audition
Yeah.
for, and then thus that would aim your audition
Yeah, you
material.
have
So
something-
if I was going into like,
Little Shop of Horrors.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great one. I
Yeah.
would sing something more charactery, and I would say the word is pingy, so it's more in your nasal and it's more speak singing. If I was doing like Ragtime was the musical we were talking about earlier, that's classical singing, so I would do something more lyrical. Or
Have you ever
an
auditioned for
opera.
Avenue Q?
No, I
Okay.
haven't. I would be in that for sure. I would be.
You seem like you'd be perfect in that show.
I'd tell you, I had a puppet for a couple of years in high
Cool.
school just to figure it
Yeah.
out.
Do you
'Cause
guys know what that is, by the
No.
way? Avenue Q is an off-Broadway production that's done with all puppets, but all the songs are like really risque. Well, they were for the time. Like
for the
they're all
time.
about like race or like the internet is for porn. Or
Yeah.
if you were gay, that'd be
That's a great
okay.
song.
Yeah, all the songs are great,
Yeah.
and the whole thing is like, you know how South Park relates everything that adults are going through the eyes of children.
Yeah.
This relates everything through the eyes of puppets.
Yeah.
So when people are unaccepting of race, it's cause one looks like a Cookie Monster and the other
Yeah.
looks like Big Bird, you know, and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant musical,
It is
and
a
I've
great
seen
musical.
it like 3 times off Broadway or so.
It's good,
I
right?
love that.
It's still
You
going,
just
too.
seem like a person that would be great at like a role like that. Like, yeah.
I think that's up my wheelhouse. I'm very expressive and bright and yes, I can do dramatic kind of things.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. We were watching The Monster Squad.
Yeah,
the other day.
it's like my favorite
and
movie. Yeah.
the moment that Frankenstein gets pulled into the vortex,
Oh my
and Phoebe
God,
is
bro. It
just
breaks my heart
screaming
every
out
time.
Every time, I cried so hard I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What's wrong with me? Why am I so moved?"
Bogus.
Yeah.
I can quote almost every line to that fucking movie when it's playing. I don't want to get on too much of a tangent because that is like my favorite movie of all time. Growing up, I own like multiple copies of it now
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. And like I love eat up EJ and we'll call it a day. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that
And
the Snickers?
he makes the kid because the kids are.
They're messing with Horace.
Yeah, they're fucking with him because he's fat, and then Rudy shows up with the moccasins on, and he lights a match off of his shoe, and he smokes a cigarette. He's just like, and the candy bar's all smashed, and he's making the bully eat it. And he's like, "Eat up, EJ, and we'll call it a day." Rudy, I
wonder-
love that movie.
I wonder if we could like play the first like 5 minutes of the movie on TV and then shut it off and have you act the rest of it.
Let's see. The first 5 minutes are it's
the-
back in time,
Yeah,
and
it's-
Dracula's wives are eating a couple of
A
people.
possum.
Yeah,
she's eating a full
That's right,
possum
yep.
when she walks in. It's
and
awesome.
then
and then they have the title card like Star Wars.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
It says like Dracula
Scrolling.
and Van Helsing. Yeah, and then the last line is they blew it.
yeah, they blew it.
And that sets the tone of the movie so
fucking
well.
great.
The
It's
comedy
just so
of it all.
80s and fun.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, you should watch their first film that they made. It was Shane Black and I can't even remember the other guy's name right at the moment, but Fred Decker and Shane Black.
Yeah, that's it.
They made a movie called Night of the Creeps, which is a
Okay.
fantastic film.
Ah,
Yeah,
I'll watch
with
it.
Tom Atkins, and it's great. So anyway.
I was on. You did the.
I did your brother's.
Yes, my brother-in-law Bruce Marvel.
yes.
His awesome podcast is coming out. It's called The Marvel of
Friend
Horror.
of the show.
He's
Yes.
a friend of the show, and they have just agreed to let
guest.
me help produce.
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm
excited
really
for you.
excited to be working on that, and I'm doing all the editing and working behind the camera and stuff. And I'm really excited. Bruce is very knowledgeable and excited about the topics that he knows and loves. I'm really excited to see your episode. Because you're also a horror buff, right?
Yeah, that's my whole life is horror. Everything. But
Fat Monster Matt.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, it was funny. We were talking about we're all old enough now, and I've been playing music literally my whole life. I know Tom has, I know Mikey has, and you've been doing theater most of your life.
In the shit.
Yeah.
So I've had everything thrown at me, everything yelled at me. I've been punched in the face, while playing, everything possible. People are mean, whatever. Last night we played an amazing show. People are coming up to me, oh, awesome show, blah 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 blah. It was a goth show. We were even out of place. Everything was mostly EDM and stuff. There's a group of punks who didn't even go to the show. They were hanging out in the downstairs area. I think they just didn't even want to pay to get in. And I'm just handing them stickers. We're on our way out, and I was like, I know these guys are going to be douchebags when we walk by. Just something in me says it. But they were punk rockers. I was like, okay. I always try to include everybody. So I was like, hey, you guys want some stickers? And I could tell they were and then one guy didn't even want one. He's like, nah. And I was like, okay. So I hand them to them, and the guys that wanted them, one of them did actually see the show. He was like, oh, that was awesome, dude. Thanks, man. I was being overly nice. And then as I'm walking away, I hear one of them was like, anybody know where the closest trash can is? And I even start laughing because I'm just like, Brett, what does he think? He's going to hurt my feelings at this point?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you just stuck your neck out and did a show in front of them.
Dude. Yeah.
And that guy's being
those kids definitely have fucking rich parents. That's all I can say to that. Yeah.
If only.
Trust fund punks.
Only.
What?
Trust fund
Trust
punks.
Yeah. Oh, dude, totally. Fucking oogles. That's it.
Wouldn't it be nice to be rich and born into that kind of thing?
You know what?
Or any of you guys like that?
And be able to just choose to be a punk piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. This is I chose
really
to
nice.
be a punk. I love punk rock and stuff. But
I say
also,
punk in finger quotes.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, these guys were definitely too cool for school punks. They didn't want to pay the $10 to support local music. No. They just want to bitch and moan on the side of the fucking venue.
Yeah, they want to be somewhere.
Exactly.
I paid a $15 cover to a bar I've never been to for a show that was closing last night.
I know.
Just to go and hang. I had a bunch of friends there, and
to be there.
all right, why
Because
not?
you're around.
It's the thing is, I never went to Jackson Inn. Never did.
Oh, for real?
Never did.
It's awesome, man. It's an awesome spot.
I'm actually surprised because that cover band I was in for a while that was doing 80s, 90s, 2000s top 40 hits, but we were turning them to punk renditions.
Yeah.
We never played there. We just did Oddity and other bars too, Bar 13.
Well,
was
Jackson Inn, that's a new phenomenon that happened. That started with the pandemic. They were playing
They were doing
punk shows
outside.
and stuff. That was
so
not
when I was not
like
here.
that.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
Exactly.
What kind of music do you guys play? Or do you play an instrument?
Yeah.
What do you play?
Drums.
I play guitar.
Yeah. Nice.
And mainly hardcore.
Yeah.
Actually, a very niche market of hardcore is melodic hardcore, which only 30-year-olds.
I was going to say, we know what that is, but
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding.
It's not even like that.
Multiple notes,
Well,
very melodic. And
Lots of effects pedals and
Oh, okay. Neat.
good guitar tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Important stuff like that.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I do
I
a
love
lot
good
of
guitar tone.
I do a lot of everything, but my niche is hardcore punk and aggression.
Cool. Yeah.
But I can play anything.
Oh, cool.
I'm also in a singer-songwriter band with my dad.
Hey.
And I've done you probably would have liked my old band Statesman.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good band.
Oh God, I forgot about
They were just a
Statesman.
really good.
Yeah.
I love doing that band.
It was I wouldn't
It's
even say a poppy indie band in a way. They're very good.
It was Americana, rocky /
That was with
indie.
What's his name?
It was with Josh Yost on bass.
Yes.
Jillian on guitar, on keys and violin.
Yeah.
And Kyle
Violin.
Trask.
Kyle Trask. That's who.
lot of talent.
Oh my God,
a lot
dude.
of talent in that band.
Yeah.
And then I've
Kyle
always played
Trask is a
either.
gem,
well, you've
dude.
seen my rockabilly band, but my other love was always goth and horror punk music. So that the band played last night is a goth band that it's just me and my buddy who we use I built this coffin shaped DJ stand.
Okay.
And so we do that. We set up props. I had fake blood all over me and stuff.
That's
and Yeah,
awesome.
it's a whole show.
I really like that you go that far with your shows.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
yeah,
I
love
saw.
He full asses it, dude.
Yeah.
You show
Matt
your
loves
full
the
ass?
The full ass.
Nice.
Matt
Is it
loves
the end?
theatrics
I
of
do.
punk
I
and
love-
I think that's
everything, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, to me, it's first of all, as you know, as a performer, it's hard enough to get people to do anything, like to go out anywhere
to see your stuff.
And everybody in their brain, they go, oh, I can just go on Netflix or YouTube and watch that. But it's like, no, like there needs to be people like us that are doing these things in order for them to watch it. They forget about the chicken and the egg scenario there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fucking sucks. So I'm like, if I'm going to go play, like I played a shitty fucking bar in Jersey. I wouldn't say shitty. It was actually a very nice bar in Jersey last night. And they have an upstairs they now have, so they're now doing punk, goth, and thrash metal shows there. It's just like in this upstairs weird spot at Jersey. I'd never, in Gloucester.
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Right over the bridge.
Yep, Thomas Murphy's Pub.
I saw you do the rockabilly stuff like pre-COVID, maybe like
New York.
6-7 years ago. Like,
you saw it in November of 2018 because I had just gotten back from basic training.
Dude, I know.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
It was,
and it was awesome to go. That you were in New York City and doing a show because there's no venues there.
Was that the one Lloyd played or
no?
Lloyd
played
for that show?
Yeah, Lloyd played drums for that, and that's why you went and saw it because you were coming out to go see it. That was a really fun show. So that band that we were doing under the name of, that was like my band I started back in like 2009. Actually, Tom played drums for that band for a bit.
Once Upon a Time.
Yeah. And then he's helped out like if we needed him to like fill in or whatever.
Yeah. I thought it was awesome, and I had never seen a punk show in any way, or would you call it punk?
Yeah. I mean, it's like punk, rockabilly, that whole
rockabilly. Yeah. I'd never seen anything like that. I don't remember him because Matt stole the show. The second he threw a bottle on the ground, stepped off the stage and picked up a piece of glass and cut himself open.
Oh yeah,
classic.
I was like, this is fake. That's practical effects.
No, that's
real.
Not real being an idiot.
No, it was great, dude. It was awesome.
I love that stuff. That's like for me. Like I mean, you probably can relate. Like I literally get lost. Like when I'm performing, like I want to entertain. You want the audience to be so blown away that you're like, all right, I'll do anything in this moment. And then as soon as I come off the stage, I want to go home.
Well, you're exhausted, man. You're drained.
It helps me get my my goobers out. Like,
do you still get nervous? I was very nervous to come on this podcast.
Really?
It's my second podcast.
People say that. Were you ever nervous, Mikey, to come on the podcast? You just never seem nervous in general to me, like because you've been in bands your whole life and stuff. I've never really seen you nervous.
Think Darian likes to say I'm like an emotional robot sometimes, so I think like that covers
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Yeah. Like I'm just like
I was just trying.
I'm just here.
I would say you're nonplussed by stuff.
I'm just here.
Hell yeah.
I don't mind at all. Like
I really thought the rockabilly stuff was like would you call it like extreme acting or extreme improv?
Well, so it's funny you say that.
Were you making that up on the spot, or did you plan and know ahead of time that you were gonna and cut yourself?
No, and in fact, I don't think I was the one that broke the bottle. If I did, I don't remember, but I think somebody else dropped it, and I just picked it up.
Yeah.
Because so that venue specifically. Yeah. So I never plan anything. Like I literally every show I do. Last night was different. We actually did have a set list because the way that band works, we do sound effects and stuff. Like while we're playing, we do. So it's like a story.
It's got to be like played out.
It does. Yeah. Typically, we have a fog machine going too, but we weren't allowed to use the fog last night. So in the beginning of the show starts out, I posted all the videos up on the stuff.
I watched the one.
Oh, you did? Oh, thanks, man.
Of him, yeah.
So typically the other guy, he brings me out and I'm in chains, and then he injects me with a fake needle that we have. And then after that, I just kind of go crazy, and then he knows in what order to play the sound clips and everything so that people get into it. And you could see like, dude, like they didn't even turn the lights off for us to play at first. Like we were just playing with the fucking house lights on, and then people are playing pool and stuff.
This huge fucking lit up room,
dude. Yeah, it was so silly. And then you see people like stopping what they're doing, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Did the show start?
And then all the goths like just started kind of circling around me, but they gave me space. I think a lot of times people are afraid because I'm jumping all over the place, but I don't ever like jump into people. But that happened at the Twitching Witches show that you came out to see. The another like kind of rockabilly-ish band. Tom came out.
Inn.
Yeah, at the Jackson Inn. We played a couple months ago, but people get kind of nervous to get close to me. See, when I was younger, that's all I wanted to do. Do you remember, Mikey? I feel like more than Tom. There was a band. My friend Jackie had a spot in Newcastle in her basement that she would put shows on. Jackie
in
Stafford.
Newcastle?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But,
no. You're talking about closer to Middletown.
No, it was in Newcastle.
Was it Newcastle?
Yeah, it was close to like old Newcastle, not Middletown. But anyway, they used to have bands like like Flames Over Broadway was a band.
Flames Over. Yeah. Oh God.
Remember?
Damn, dude.
Yeah, dude. Do you remember My America is Watching Tigers Die? They used to play there.
No.
My first show was that band.
No. An April sun setting while My America is Watching Tigers Die. Yeah, that was the original
I
name
didn't know
of that
that.
band.
That was the full title of that
Yeah.
name. But then the other band that she used to have all the time was a really cool grind band called Lulu Dallas. Do you remember
Lulu
that?
Dallas? Yep.
I knew you would know them.
Yep.
Lulu Dallas, like in Fifth Element, like the girl from the Fifth Element.
Okay.
But
Forgot about
a
that
good
too.
movie.
Holy
right?
shit.
Yeah, dude, it just brought back some
There's
memories.
actually a YouTube page I found last night. It's called like Tri-State Nostalgia.
That's cool.
But the thing is, I can tell this person is friends with these people because they have Lorraine. The Lorraine EP on there.
Wow.
They have Morning Abroad,
Oh my God.
My America, Stranded on Third.
What?
Yeah, like all of those songs. Like,
Dude.
I have them all on an iPod upstairs,
Yeah,
but
same,
I gotta
somewhere.
like
Centerview.
I gotta get the old like plug-in to
that
like
large
power.
one?
Yeah, to power it up and extract it.
Eddie, did you go to like the Harmony Grange and all that stuff? No, you never
No.
did. That's wild to me.
I was like kind of straight edge.
Well, I mean,
Are you straight edge?
Us two are, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was kind of. I just didn't want to do anything until sophomore year of college.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was. You know what?
What, were you like antisocial or what?
No, I was very social, but I think at the end of the day, my beautiful brother is 6'2".
Yeah.
And cool,
That's
and was getting invited to
He's
these
bigger than
parties
that.
before I was. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I was in high school, and I'd be like, "Oh, where are you going tonight?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to Brittany's house for a party. Aren't you coming?" I'm like, no, but Brittany's my friend in my class. Why did you get invited? It was like, it was cool.
Yeah,
I
and
was
I'm
like,
taking your girlfriend with me.
that didn't happen, but it could have.
Yeah.
It could have.
Entirely
crazy.
possible.
It's possible. I'm
Yeah,
waiting
you-
for the day my
you
wife's
guys
like,
are like
I'm
the-
leaving you for your brother.
Oh my god, no! You guys are like the two most handsome people we've ever had on the
Oh,
podcast.
stop.
It is ridiculous. Like, I mean, like I know Lloyd has actually been a male model
Yeah.
for things, and like, have you as well?
I do more like they call them lifestyle photos. So I'm like the
Excuse
happy
me?
dad playing
Like
with his
stock
kids.
photos?
Stock photos.
I was like, what kind of lifestyle?
No,
like feet pics or what?
No, I've never done
This fucking guy.
never done feet pics. Are you into feet?
Sure, why not? Whatever. I like everything, man.
I heard you weren't you? I thought I heard on the podcast. Aren't you a hentai guy?
Yeah, like I said, I like everything.
Not a boy.
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, come on. We all know the internet. We're all of the age too, where the internet was growing with us.
Yeah.
I watch
we learned early
everything.
how to clear history, how to quickly
I have a
exit out of your
VPN, dude.
browsers. do you?
Empty cache, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Cache.
The amount
Isn't
of
it cash?
Is it just cash?
Is cache the fancy
Whatever
way?
the fuck.
Oh, it was
Cache.
cache. Yeah, cache.
I think it's Cache. I
think it's Cache.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been saying it wrong this
But
whole
I think
time.
it's everyone calls it cash.
Okay.
Like clear cash.
Then I have no
all that
idea.
bullshit.
Not me. Cache, baby.
Yo, my sister. So we went to LA last week. I won't get too much into it because I want to talk more to Eddie. But Liz and I were like, Liz likes LaCroix. Do you know the drink LaCroix?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, TV
Yeah.
static.
My fucking sister, bro. Yeah.
That's what it tastes like.
awful.
My fucking sister. I love her so much. She's a wonderful human being, but she's very LA. She calls it a LaCroix.
LaCroix.
And I was like,
I'll do you
did
one
you
better.
fucking no, you
that
didn't.
sounds
She's like, yeah, that's
Canadian.
how it's supposed to be
not.
pronounced. And I was like,
LaCroix.
no way.
LaCroix.
It's not. I'll do you one better.
It's French.
I used to. Well, when I was in Statesman, Kyle's wife Rachel is like a social media director for
Okay.
companies, and she's done graphic design for tons of people, including the LaCroix company.
Okay.
And the founder of LaCroix calls it LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Well, I think that makes sense.
That sounds like
It's
I'm saying the word the crow.
Well, it's like
I know.
something that's
Le
faux,
Croix.
F-A-U-X, right? Isn't it spelled
Yeah.
kinda like
But it's
LaCroix?
CROIX.
O-I-X.
Well, that's
yeah.
O-I-X.
Not a U, right?
I-O-U.
Oh, I see.
I-O-X? O-I-X?
OIX.
O-I-X.
I just let your audience know that I can't spell.
LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Horrible.
So-
LaCroix. Let me get that
I'll
LaCroix.
still call it LaCroix. I don't care.
LaCroix.
I'm also not
Yeah,
buying
I'll call
it.
it LaCroix.
I'm not buying it either.
I'm not buying that shit either.
Yeah.
So
It's another
you,
thing like White Claw, dude. You want to? Do you not
you
like
like White Claw?
flavor? And do you want to get drunk? Do you want to get drunk on no flavor? Like,
well, that's like, I know other countries think it's weird that Americans enjoy cold beer when beer is supposed to be enjoyed warm, right?
Really?
it's produced and made warm. Yes.
Yeah.
And like a lot of places. Well, it's. I mean, when it was first like invented, there wasn't really any refrigeration.
Right.
Yeah.
That
So
makes
it was just is what it is. But That's also why, like, you hear the term like skunked. Like, oh, this beer is skunked.
Oh, I have no idea.
It is when
It's
a
come up
beer
to room temperature.
It's when a beer goes from being production temperature and then refrigerate it and then back to room temperature to be drank.
It
So, like, if
affects
you
the
bought
flavor greatly.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It happens to soda too.
Yeah, soda will do that too. Yeah,
Like, have you ever had a soda go flat?
Well,
Yes.
yeah, but yeah.
It's like that. It's similar.
yeah, it has like
Okay.
a kind of like it's like it's weird. It like
One-
tastes like earthy. Like
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Once you crack one open and pour it into something like, say, ice or something, if you refrigerate that and you take it out and it comes back up to room temperature, it's fucking disgusting.
yeah,
Gross.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So, Eddie, I know you have a second job. Do you want to get into that at all?
Yeah, you sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Hell
I
yeah.
think is like, I feel like the second that we started talking about me being an actor,
Yeah.
anyone listening was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What restaurant do you work
No,
at?
I know, and that typically
comes with
is,
it.
but
I'll tell you that I have. When I was coming on the pod, I'm a planner as well.
Yeah.
I'm a hyper planner.
Yeah.
I was super nervous because I didn't want to say something dumb. This is my second podcast, or and like
all we say are
we're
dumb
literally
things.
just hanging out.
Yeah.
good. So I'm a hyper planner. So I was like, all right, what was my service? What's my services that I give? And I can talk about like the thing that got me my equity card is
Okay.
something I think is honorable, and I'll talk about a little bit of it. But my current survival job is as a nanny. I am
Hell
New York
yeah.
City's
Oh,
number
sick.
one manny. Bam.
Whoa.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I
Is that
just-
self-appointed?
Yeah,
or?
right now.
That's the one I
Point
like
it
to
right
see.
now.
I was like, did the New York Times write that? Or?
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I saw a LinkedIn article about that.
That's right. Well, I've been
Yahoo News.
I've been like I've been a salary nanny for like 3 years.
Salary
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
My wife owns an awesome nanny business.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh. She's an entrepreneur. It's called the Beehive NYC. It's a small like boutique nanny business. It's
Okay.
pretty much word of mouth. So all
Yeah.
of the clientele that comes through is only recommendations and
It sounds very exclusive, but why?
well, my wife and I, the first job that we got moving to the city was at a bougie daycare in the city. I was teaching yoga.
Whoa.
I was teaching yoga to
Nice.
3-year-olds.
All right.
At
Holy
least
cow.
2 times a week.
You're the guy to do it, though.
It was fun. I
Yeah.
loved the job. It was so much fun, and I'm good with kids, and
Yeah.
it comes. I
You can do it.
can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it, and I've always had a lot of older role models that I looked up to. It's like, I wouldn't call them nannies, but people that I would say took me under their wing and really looked out for me. And so with that being said, I really feel passionate about also giving myself to help these children that I work with, and
You and him, fucking.
it's just I know it's selfless. I like it, and it's very hard actually.
Yeah.
Kids are very hard to be with. Parents are very hard to be with. Every case is different. I've worked for a lot of people in the industry, a lot of people out of the industry. So it's very weird to see parents who work in New York City at like CEOs of these
Interesting
levels,
dichotomy.
and then they can't tell their kids what to do. Not my current family that I work for are great, and I
Yeah.
won't talk about them.
So you only can do one at a time.
I only want to.
Okay. Got it.
Good.
My wife started the business, and we both left the daycare, and I was kind of jumping around a lot of odd jobs. Like I was working a restaurant, I was nannying in the spare time, I was auditioning constantly, and then the worst job I ever had, survival job, was I was working at Equinox, the gym, and I was
Oh, Jesus.
I was in a clothing store, probably the size of this room, selling mostly female female athletic wear to people on, it was like 53rd and 5th Avenue. So that's where all the high rises are.
Oh, geez.
So you got real professional women coming in being like, hi, I only have 5 minutes. I need to get a full outfit to go work out in. I need something for support. And I'm looking at her like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But this color is really nice. Would you like to try it on? I lasted in that job maybe 2-3 weeks because it was like sales. You know?
Yeah, that's
gotta
odd
make
that
a-
they hired a male to do that.
They had some male. They had some male clothing in there,
Yeah,
but it was
okay.
like 2 pairs of shorts compared to the,
Yeah.
the
Sure,
whole
yeah.
That's
wall
every
of female.
store ever, by the way.
And I had a friend that got me the job, so thank you to that guy, and
Yeah.
and I appreciated it. But working in sales is hard. Working in the restaurant business is definitely hard too. I think a lot of people should just go and do it.
Yeah,
Because-
at least once in your
Here,
life.
here.
Yeah, because you know how fucking rude people are to
Yes.
waiters.
Yes.
It blows my
Horrible.
mind, man.
Oh, damn it.
Is his mic out?
You muted me.
There you go.
didn't
There you go.
You're trying to
Sorry.
mute you.
Yeah, I forgot which one I was.
All good.
So I've been with this family for like 3 years, and we went through COVID together.
Wow.
They were great. We took 3 months off because nobody knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
But I was fortunate enough that they asked me to come out to their beach house for the 2 years of COVID or whatever, how long it was. Feels like a blur. But I was living out in the Hamptons, working.
Not bad. Could be
And
worse.
It could be. I can't complain because a lot of my friends were stuck in the city. And there was a ghost town. And
I knew a lot of people who got out. They just said fuck it and just
they
went
went home
Went
or whatever.
home or yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people left, and so I was very fortunate to be working in my job and stuff. But summertime with kids is waiting in the water for hours
Yeah.
at the beach. That's
Oh,
taxing
yeah.
on your body,
Yeah.
man. You're holding 2 10-year-olds in the waves.
You're probably in great shape by the end of it.
Yeah.
No, I think I gave my best years to those kids. And they whittled me down. Oh my god! I feel like I left college like a piece of marble,
Yeah.
a Grecian piece of art. I had
Sure.
an agent and stuff, and then I still am in the union. I don't have an agent, which is great. I don't want one right now.
Yeah, no middleman.
No middle people at the moment. But I'll bring that up. That's a funny story to tell.
Yeah.
I got caught. Not caught like hard scabbing. A scab's like where you don't tell the union
Yeah.
or any professionals like what you're doing and
You
stuff.
rat.
So
No, I'm a rat.
I got caught in this
Yeah.
this job that got me the union card.
Okay.
Was really hard. It was a great company called TheaterWorks USA, and I did a kids show called Pete the Cat, and I played Pete
Awesome.
the Cat. You know the book Pete the Cat? It's very
Nah.
famous. It's okay.
It rings a bell, but I can't.
It's a
see
very
it, yeah.
famous
I know
book.
what it is.
And
I know Fritz the cat.
you know
Oh,
Fritz?
geez.
Is that your cat?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Fritz the Cat is a R. Crumb movie that from the 70s. Anyway.
But
Anyway.
keep going with
Yeah.
Pete.
Well,
Sorry.
so
I know Pete
to
the Cat.
get this union card, we did like 4 months traveling, driving ourselves in a Sprinter van and a Prius to
Nice.
all of the venues for the couple months that we were doing this kids show, and it was an hour show. You'd do it twice, but you would drive to the location in the morning. You'd set up everything just like this. You do the lights, the set, the mics, sound check, light check, and sometimes those shows were in like gymnasium cafeteria
Yeah.
hybrids. So you'd have an audience of like 20 kids, and then other times we're selling out the Fox Theater in Atlanta.
Yep.
And that's 5,000 seats, and we're doing 2 shows. So we did 2 sold out shows in Atlanta where you have 5,000 kids in the audience going, Pete the Cat, Pete the Cat,
And you're
It's like,
Pete.
and I'm Pete. Yeah, so I was like, I love.
You're probably on a high,
doing it.
dude. Sounds great.
But so what was really fulfilling for me, because I like working with kids, and I've always had this feeling for nannies and stuff, and so we would do the show and then do like a 30-minute to 45-minute meet and greet with the kids after, and so that was a full 45 minutes of committing back to Pete the Cat.
Yeah.
They don't want to see Eddie Layfield out
No.
in
They
the
don't care
crowd.
who you are.
No, they want to see that guy rocking on stage that they just met and then take a photo. It's like the Disney characters, the
Yeah.
people that walk
Yeah, of
around and play
course.
like Snow White and
Yeah.
stuff. That's hard. Fully acting and improving in that sense is terribly hard if you're not prepared. And I was always fine doing it because it's just like, hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Did you have fun? Cool. Let's take a picture. See you next time.
Yeah.
But I really felt that it was, I don't know, it was honorable. You're giving back to these kids that don't have the opportunity to see theater or musical theater, period. So getting my union card that way was awesome.
Yeah.
I felt like
Great way to do it.
I deserved it because I gave myself to these children and the work of it all and driving around, and we were staying in fucking Motel 6s every night
God.
that were like,
Yeah.
if they had a 2 to 3 star rating, it was okay. 4 star? No, too expensive.
Yeah, dude,
Couldn't
my
go.
sister did the same thing when she was on Yo
Did she?
Gabba Gabba. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
Tootsie the cat,
Yeah.
a big blue cat, and same exact thing. And actually, I was a mascot for a car wash around here,
Really?
and I had to I was a giant frog, and I would have to go do meet and greets with kids and
Yeah.
all this shit, and people were taking pictures with me like I was fucking Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Really?
And that's what they
Yeah.
want. You see,
Around
are pretty
here?
cool.
A
Yeah.
car wash?
Green Hill Ave, Green Hill Car
What?
Wash.
Yeah.
I was their first ever mascot, and I would
Damn.
walk around up and down Market Street in fucking 90-degree weather in this giant frog costume, handing out coupons. People would be taking pictures of me. One guy threatened me in a bus stop, cornered me.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
Sweet.
crazy shit, dude.
God damn.
I loved it though, because
Did you ever hop?
Oh yeah. Oh, I would do cartwheels. I'd hop around. I would have headphones in all day, so I would just be out on the street corners with
Oh,
this
that's
sign and doing cartwheels and dancing all day. One crackhead lady fucking skid her van out next to me one time, threw the door open and said, "Get in." And
Did you get in?
No, no. I've had all kinds
don't
of
know,
shit with
might
that.
be fun.
And
Dude,
then the
Wilmington's
funniest-
a wild city,
The
man.
best part, she was just like, all right, and just left.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
said, next time I'll
Next
get
time.
you.
Yeah, I know.
I'll get you
Crazy, dude. But that's so cool, man.
Yeah.
I could tell you did like some sort of children's theater. And
I
stuff.
did.
It's so rad.
My first job in Delaware was
Yeah.
the Delaware Children's Theater.
Yep.
And I was Christopher Robin in Winnie the
oh
Pooh.
yeah,
Yeah.
of
You
course.
would be a Christopher
It was
Robin.
Yeah.
good. I loved it, man. And-
Christopher Robin.
yeah. It was a good time.
That's the spot on the riverfront, right?
No, the
Ours
Delaware
isn't?
Children's Theater is right around here.
Really?
It's on Pennsylvania Ave.
What's on the riverfront?
The riverfront is the Delaware, because Delaware Theater Company.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I used to do camp there too when I was a little kid.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did
Yeah.
lots of theater growing up.
Yeah.
What's the Delaware Creative Center or something?
Oh, there's like the-
on York-
Callaway School of the Arts.
Yeah.
It's on Yorkland Road in Hockessin. It's like closed now.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
well,
I never hung out in Hockessin
We'd
much.
have to drive by it, but I'm like, what is that place? Anyway,
I don't know. I loved the.
you might
You know what? I know what that is. That's right. My friend's little brother used to do classes there in the summer. They're right by where that new brewing place
Yes,
is.
exactly
Yeah,
there.
yeah. That was like it was like a camp, like where kids could go in the summertime, and they had actual like teachers teaching art and stuff there. I forgot. We used to
there's,
pick
like,
him up from
full-on
there a lot.
classrooms in there.
Yeah, I think they only open it up like when kids are out of school. Yeah,
But yeah, I was just curious about that.
yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know a lot about the Delaware community much anymore. Living in New York City.
Well, yeah, you left.
Yeah, straight
us.
up left. I
I mean, I left too, but I came back.
Yeah.
I don't know if
all
I will
come
come back. I don't.
No, dude, if I could live in
I
New
don't
York,
know.
I think I would in this age in life.
I don't think I could.
I don't want to live in New York anymore. I feel like at a time New York City was like the hub for
Yeah.
theater, right? So people were okay
But
New
living
York
in
changed. so much.
theaters changing in general
Yeah.
right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
My sister was explaining this to me because she's still, involved in the theater community. That Hamilton really saved musical theater because people just the ticket sales weren't as big as they used to be.
Yeah, I would
was-
say that musical has been one of the biggest hits
Yeah.
in the last
Since
10
Wicked.
years. Yeah,
And
well,
Book of Mormon.
Book of Mormon's a great
Yeah.
one to say as
Great
well.
show.
But I feel like if I would give my opinion on
Yeah,
theater,
please.
I think it's very contemporary at the moment.
Okay,
All
yeah.
the music is what I would call jukebox musicals. So
Yeah.
that's like taking Bruce Springsteen's music and
Right.
writing a show around it, or
It sure seems like it.
yeah, and that's cool. It's definitely going to sell tickets, which is ultimately why Broadway is what it is. They want to
Yeah,
sell tickets for
course.
tourists to come and see the shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get all snobby.
I'm not
with
into
my
that.
taste.
I'm
No,
not into
please.
that.
I will, yeah, because that's my field.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I kind of grew up doing more classical stuff. I can sing rock and pop and stuff. I don't like to, but I don't like the contemporary musical theater world at the moment.
Me neither, dude.
It is very.
It doesn't have staying power.
You mean like lasting kind of power, like
Yes.
the way
I
that Book of
agree,
Mormon
actually,
is still
yeah.
going, or
Yeah,
even
like Book of Mormon is
Wicked.
genius. I mean,
Yeah.
great music,
It's very unique.
hilarious concept.
But I
It's very
agree.
original too.
Yeah.
Also, like all the classical shows have staying power.
Yeah, and some of them are a little outdated and need some workshopping and stuff. But I would say you're right about these contemporary ones. Is that they last?
It's
and are
gimmicky
very
almost.
Gimmicky, yeah. Like we could. I'll take a stab to
Broadway's-
say that the Mean Girls musical was not good.
Oh, yeah,
and they
no, I
didn't
didn't
need
think it was
to
great.
make it.
Great
I don't
movie,
think
though.
anybody
Yeah,
asked
great
for
Great
it.
fucking movie.
People liked going to see it, and it sold tickets, which is always good. It's good to have more new theater, and it's very
Yeah.
hard to
Yeah,
even
sure.
get anything going.
Got to try it.
There's
Yeah.
definitely some shticks that like pop up that like interest me. Like I never really cared about like musical theater, like especially like it's just not my cup of tea. But
Yeah.
like Evil Dead the musical was
And
like
I've
something
seen
that like
Evil
I
Dead the
wanted
musical.
to go
Did you see
see,
it? Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it like interests me. But I never, once it was only in Canada that I
No,
saw it once.
it was just around here over the
yeah,
summer.
it was when I was living in Columbus.
Oh,
it
yeah,
happened, and
yeah.
we just missed the mark. There was also I think like a Toxic Avenger theater.
There's a Toxic,
like,
there's a
Yeah,
Toxic
yeah.
Avenger the musical, Evil
Yep.
Dead the
I bet that's
musical,
a fun time.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre the musical, Night of the Living Dead the musical.
There was a Psycho one that
Yeah.
came out a little
but
while ago.
it also seems like things that did it need to be a thing.
I agree.
No,
You
but
don't need to do this.
I'm not into the music from Evil Dead the musical. The reason you go is because they explode blood bags all over you and
That's
they
kinda
drench
cool.
you in blood, and like it's like fun,
So
but
it's
at
like
the
seeing
same
Guar.
time, but it's like
Yeah.
it is like seeing Guar. It's a lot like seeing Guar, but like I'm with you. When I watch Les Mis, like I get choked up every fucking
Every
time.
song,
I
every
mean,
scene, that
yeah,
kind of
like
thing?
Les Mis is a beautiful show. I
Yeah.
mean. Even Wicked is a beautiful show. Even Legally Blonde, the musical, is fairly
Legally Blonde's
decent. Yeah, like the music to that is pretty good.
I like some jukebox musicals. I'm writing my own because why not? If I can get
Yeah.
the rights
Sure, try it.
and connect it, why not? I also think as an actor and producer and a creative, I need to start putting out little baby gems for
Yeah.
longevity's sake.
But like Little Shop of Horrors to me
That's a good one.
That is my favorite musical of all time. That and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we were kind of saying like the verse, there's contemporary musical theater and then there's like classic musical theater. And we were saying some of those shows have longevity, but like sometimes those shows have topical information in it that is relevant to the time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one musical on Broadway right now that's classical and why it's on Broadway is Camelot, the musical.
I didn't even know.
I think they just opened to this week, or maybe they're still in previews or whatever. But the only time I've ever left a musical was not the Broadway performance of Camelot, but it was a performance of Camelot. And that show is just like kind of misogynistic and like outdated.
Sure.
And I think that's the point that people like now and why they put it up, because it stinks that sometimes you go and see theater and they have to like teach you something or make you a little bit wiser to
They want to hit
someone
it on
else's
the
life.
nose. It's a lot like elevated horror right now. Actually, Bruce and I had that whole conversation
Yeah.
about elevated horror.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to be. I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to go and see a musical and be like told that I'm thinking wrong or doing wrong. But
Yeah.
Stand-up comedy has been inundated with that too. Ever since.
Very much so.
You
Ever
just want to go
ever
and be
since a few years
entertained
ago.
and just
Yeah.
kind of like we all want to escape something.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
There's a
movies, music, and the musicals. Like
Yeah.
it's combining the two of like
Right.
performance. You just want to let go.
It's an escape.
Yeah.
It's an escape. It sucks
like-
that there's so much money in it that they have to do these commercial
There's
takes.
a lot of money in PC culture right now. Like
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Well,
selling.
And
Yeah.
like getting a show up anyway is so fucking hard and expensive. Like you guys produce this show, you know how many hoops it is just to produce this show.
Yes.
I mean,
I
yeah,
do.
Tom does
Yeah.
all the stuff. Yeah.
I'm trying to take a workload off of them, but
I think it's like I like to talk about like movies and the production team behind movies and stuff. You know how
Yeah.
many people skip the credits of a movie?
I sit through
And don't
every
realize-
credit. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I
do too.
I
He
will
sits
sit
through every line.
I will
Yeah.
sit through.
Yeah.
I will sit through credits if it's a movie. Like if something I like, because again, I haven't been to the movies in so fucking
And
long.
see, we go every week.
But like, I'll go and if like I was like, this was fucking sick. I
and you'll
will.
stay.
I will stay and wait. But if it was something I was like, it was good. I'll get up and go.
Yeah,
Like,
it's okay.
Only
you know?
reason I didn't this past, we saw they brought a Godzilla film from the early 2000s back into theaters this past week.
What, Godzilla 2000?
No. It was Godzilla Tokyo SOS, which is from 2003.
Cool.
And, I wanted to go see it on the big screen. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and that's one of the better ones from the Millennium era. And, the wife had never seen it before, but this I had this dad with these like two really little kids next to me. And this kid is coughing like crazy. I think he shit his pants at one point. Then the dad had him on his lap, and I could I was trying to eat popcorn, and the shit stench is just ruining my popcorn taste. So finally,
Never had shit popcorn.
Tell him to leave.
Dude, shit popcorn
What theater
is the
was this
shit.
at?
This was at the Christiana Theater. Great theater. It was
The XD?
Yeah, love that theater.
I don't think
by the Christiana Mall.
Was it full?
Yeah.
It had a lot. Yeah, it was packed, but it was
I
one
would
of the
say.
smaller theaters, and there were a lot of actual Godzilla fans there. Like you could tell, like these guys live.
That's actually surprising that they do shit like that. Like
I love it, dude.
That's
Well,
cool.
They want asses in seats.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
Shin Godzilla there. Shin Ultraman when that came out this year, we saw it there. Like I go and see whatever I can with the Fathom events when they do riff tracks and stuff. But a lot of the
Fathom's
Japanese
sick.
films that come out, especially obviously I'm a huge Godzilla fan. So
Now, even those assigned seat theaters, though, like I was
Yeah.
about to say, like I would have just moved and sat somewhere else.
Yeah.
there
But
were
I
some
would have
empty
said
seats,
something.
but I
like your kid smells. Get him out of here.
Yeah,
We
I didn't
all
have the
smell
heart to. So like with you, like you take care of kids and stuff for a living. Like I'm a huge Godzilla nerd, and I was since I was that kid's age. If I made a big deal about this kid shitting his pants during a Godzilla
Would
movie,
have ruined it for
I
him.
didn't want to ruin
Yeah.
this experience. So like Liz is even like, just move. I was like, honey, I don't want to. Like this dad seems like he's gonna say something. I don't want to ruin this fucking kid's experience. Like
You're
seeing
too nice.
Godzilla. Like it's already like hard to get kids into Godzilla right now because they have everything in front of them.
Maybe
Yeah.
Godzilla's not for him though.
For that kid,
That
Yeah,
kid.
the poopy
maybe it
Yeah, not
scared
the
the
poopy
shit out
kid.
of him.
It could have. Who knows,
might have.
dude?
It might have.
Dude,
Dude.
my little brother loves. I don't know where the fuck it came from. Like loves Godzilla.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought you were gonna say your little brother
bring him-
likes to shit his pants.
Bring him
Used to.
Bring him over to my
Used
house.
to.
I'll bring out some of the Godzilla
Oh,
toys.
dude,
That's cool.
I would, but he's just my mom would never let me bring him anywhere. Just
Oh,
shits his
yeah.
He's
pants.
no, he's no, he's just allergic. No, he's just allergic to like everything you could be allergic to. He's allergic to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. And we have cats, so that would yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
allergic
know.
to cats.
Yeah, yeah.
All nuts, eggs.
Jesus.
I think he's lactose intolerant.
Oh my god.
I love.
What's
the
he gonna
kid.
eat?
Oh my god,
Salad.
This is what happens when you're the only planned child out of 4.
Yeah.
Was he in the
man.
beginning of the 4 or the end of the 4?
He was closer to the end. Yeah,
Closer to
he was
the
the
end.
third child. He's the third child.
Closer.
Jesus.
I was
He'll
the
probably grow out of that, right? How old is he?
His,
can only hope.
No, his egg allergy got better for a little bit, and
Okay.
then it's back. Yeah,
Jesus,
full
dude.
EpiPen,
Damn,
everything.
man.
Yeah,
Christ. EpiPen and everything?
yep.
Oh, this poor kid.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
okay. He don't
God.
care.
He don't care. That's
He don't
good.
care.
Yeah,
You don't know no different.
He's got to
Yeah,
live his
shit.
life.
No,
Gotta
he's
do.
it's awesome though because he's older, and he's aware and like will read labels before he eats anything in the cabinet.
Wow.
So like he's able to like watch himself rather than like us having to like do it. It's really cool.
He won't die if like somebody opens a bag of peanuts near him though, right? Or will he?
If there's peanut, yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Oh,
Like egg is
fuck.
okay.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like
man.
we can eat like egg noodles and shit around him, and it's
Yeah, yeah.
fine. We can eat baked goods with egg in it. He just can't have it. But when it comes to nuts can't be like in the area.
Whoa.
That stings.
But yeah,
Damn.
we adjusted, so it's fine. He just like I have peanut butter here, and he comes over here all the time.
Okay.
I just make sure it's on the second shelf.
just don't-
Like,
you
it's-
don't
it's up- yeah, it's
you
up
don't eat
top,
like
yeah.
a peanut butter jelly sandwich and then go kiss him on the lips or something.
No, fuck no.
You don't kiss your brother on the lips?
No.
Whenever you guys see each
That
other.
kid barely hugs me anymore. But anyway,
Do you ever meet people who kiss their parents on the lips? I always thought that was
What, Tom
so
Brady?
No.
strange.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He
that's
does kiss his
right.
kids on the
dude,
lips.
it's weird.
Fucking
And like
creeps
on
me out.
TV,
Weird.
dude. Like we all see it, man.
Yeah.
That's
He
why
grabs the
Giselle
back of
left
the
him.
head.
Dude, yeah, like it's weird.
Dude, I
Right? Like-
dated a girl. We thought her parents were swingers because they would have a lot of parties at their house because their house was really cool. Her dad like built all kinds of like cool shit. But they would kiss the neighbors, like their
On the
friends, like
lips?
on the lips when they would come inside. Oh, hey, Merry Christmas! I'm like, I mean, maybe that's just a
Dude.
an
Boomer,
old person
a
thing?
Gen
It is a
X.
generational thing.
Yeah, like
think?
I don't even
But-
kiss people on the cheek or anything.
The
dude.
cheek is
I do
no,
the
the
cheek.
cheek is a generational thing.
That
like
is more of a
like,
generational
all
thing,
of my
yeah.
like my aunt who it's funny because now she is actually family, but like
Okay.
was like one of my mom's best friends growing up.
Oh, nice.
Like every time I see her, hug, kiss on the cheek,
Yeah.
like how
Oh,
you
okay.
been?
I thought you were gonna say
the
you-
same thing with like when she met Darian. I think the same thing, like hug, kiss on the cheek, like and well maybe I don't know. I'll have to ask her.
My
But
wife's Venezuelan, and so in South America, the kissing thing is still
very
much part of the culture.
Wow.
And I am not good at it. I'm a hugger, and the second I meet some new lady, they go,
Oh, they do it twice. Yeah.
yeah, they did it twice, and I just can't help but come on too strong. I guess I don't know my spatial
what,
awareness
full
enough.
tongue?
No, I just
I mean, Venezuelan women are very beautiful.
yes, they are.
Yeah.
Can you imagine every mom
See?
that I meet? I'm like, hola.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they all remind me of Sofia Vergara. Yeah.
that's a good. Yeah. But every time I meet them, I'll be like, oh, hola, ¿cómo estás? Bam. Sorry about the mic. But, it's like, oh, fuck, I got to get better at this. I'm
Dude,
going to just
yeah.
start high-fiving everybody instead. Like, what's up, baby? It's really, really funny to have a wife that is bilingual.
Yeah.
She went to Ursula Academy in Venezuela. There's an Ursula Academy here in Delaware.
There's
Ursuline.
Ursuline.
That's
Ursuline,
That's
yeah.
the
Oh,
same
it's the
sister.
same-
Yeah, they're the same kind of.
Whoa.
I don't
My
know.
niece went
Shit.
All girl school.
An all girl school,
Yeah.
an all girl Catholic school that like.
Wait, what made her
mom
move
went-
here then?
Theater.
There was an Ursuline Academy that was cheaper.
Yeah.
in Delaware.
Yeah, because Venezuela, you have to have a good amount of money to live there, right?
Yeah,
it's like a pretty wealthy country.
It was. It's
Oh.
now very impoverished, and
Whoa.
the inflation there is terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Jeez.
like
It's
it's
a lot
horrible.
of like countries that are like
In-
we're like fucking booming or
Yeah.
are now
yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
like
COVID?
America.
Oh, well,
yeah, that's fucking
We're
true,
next.
man.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's only because everybody has just realized that America is just a fucking third world country in a Gucci belt for the last 15 years. Like
Run by the government.
that's literally what we are.
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's become like a facade. The American dream is a mask.
really
That
is,
is,
yeah.
is the
Sucks.
mask is covering all of the corruption and nonsense
Oh,
that has
dude,
been
yeah,
happening
it's
for
time to get
years,
into the
dude.
darkness.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah,
America's
okay.
all
Let's do
fucking
it.
sneaker stores and vape shops anymore, dude. That's all America is.
Yeah. It's just
I like
don't know,
America.
but-
It's
I like America.
I like being here.
I like it a lot.
I would hate to be born in an actual tough country.
Yes.
Well,
you
you,
know,
wouldn't
like-
know, you wouldn't really know the difference, I don't think. I
don't-
think it's all like
I don't know. If you're growing up in the Congo, you're gonna know what it's
yeah.
like.
So like our poor,
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
our poor, like people who grow up poor in America and like survive,
yeah.
like not living on the streets every single day, like that is a huge leap ahead of like other countries. Like they're poor, like
Yeah,
they're working.
I agree.
I would say working poor. I will let's
Working,
put it there.
definitely.
Yeah.
What's the number? It's like if you make over $30,000 a year, you're in the top 1% of the entire world.
I think it's
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's over $45,000 a year.
I'm
But I'm gonna
positive
say
it's 30.
Really?
I would say
Oh, what's funny is
With
like that
in today's
in
number.
America, $30,000 a year
poverty.
is
It's the poverty
line.
That is the
Yeah.
poverty line.
compared to like our top 1% is insane. Like
well, yeah.
Oh, dude.
it's wild.
Have you ever seen what like members of Congress make?
Yeah,
like
it's
since like
fucking
2000,
$200,000 a year.
it's like 173,000, and it's
what's-
been that way since 2002.
What's funny though is if you actually look at their like wages for Congress, their adjustment for inflation is insane. Whereas
For Congress, not
where
Yeah.
for us.
where is
Yeah.
where us has
Yeah.
been like the fucking 725 since
Bro,
2003
I think
or like
Florida-
4. Yeah.
Florida's the only state that's been kind of keeping up with minimum wage. Like they're up at
California
a good
too,
because
right?
they
California
have to,
too?
because
Well,
it's
yeah,
a retirement.
Yeah.
Florida's a retirement state.
Makes sense.
Like,
But everywhere else, what's the minimum wage here? Is it?
I thought it was.
I'm pretty sure it's still 725.
No, I think it's 11 something.
And you guys were talking about
I don't think
Delaware?
so.
You
Yeah.
guys-
I don't know. I don't know
Let
the
me
minimum
look
wage
it
for
up.
Delaware.
There's
Yeah.
no signage for that
So
at my job.
Pennsylvania is super low, but Philadelphia is
It might
is
be
higher.
850 by now.
Just like New York
That's
State. New York State, I think, is lower than like New York City minimum wage is 15.
15.
We're also
$15 an
talking
hour.
about the federal minimum wage.
11.75. That's what I thought.
Crazy.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good little segue. We're kind of getting into like anti-government, or kind of getting a little. We're getting a little more.
I still work for the
feisty
government, boys. I
you-
can't say too much.
Yeah, you guys.
Then
You
we
guys are
will.
deep in there. I
Yeah.
will.
I was hoping that we would bring this up
Yeah.
because you were watching the congressional hearings about TikTok.
Yeah, dude.
And Eddie was
Oh,
texting me
yeah.
about it. Like, are you watching this shit? I was like, fuck no, dude. I'm not watching shit.
I'm gonna really take.
I kind of wish I did.
It was a shit show, and I'm going to take this time to really calm myself because I get very passionate about the politics in our country, and I had to delete Facebook and my Twitter a while ago because I was getting baited,
dude,
and then
same.
really just speaking my mind too much. Like
Yeah.
nobody
haven't-
needs to
yeah.
hear all that bullshit.
I haven't used Twitter in years.
Yeah,
I
I've never
I don't
even
use
been on
Facebook
it.
at all.
Yeah. The fuck was my point?
Oh,
Congress.
Oh,
TikTok.
the TikTok stuff, man. So I've been producing a comedy show for
Right.
since like December 4th is when it started. There's 4 episodes out right now. It's called The Nefarious Clam. I would call it micro comedy. So every episode's about 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
Because our attention span is really, really
Very short. Very
short.
nowadays. So I can't see anybody watching anything longer than 10 minutes sometimes, but I watch your podcast, so I'm wrong. I
Podcasts are
Yeah.
the new television.
Well,
Yes.
I like podcasts for like on drives. Like
That's
I'm
what-
driving
I too.
an hour
It's
and
two
20 minutes to
things.
work every day for the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and I'll be there for another few weeks.
I do the same subway ride
Yeah, like
chores and stuff.
podcast
Yeah.
episodes
Download
are
a
just
podcast
boom,
app.
boom, boom.
Well, so I've been building this comedy show. There's 10 episodes in the season that have been written out. I was trying to pitch it to production companies to try and help me finance it, but that was just too many hoops, and I really wanted to find something fulfilling for me as an actor. So yeah, I'm starring in it. I'm producing it.
Do it the punk rock way, dude. You
Right,
do it
yeah.
your fucking self.
That's
Yeah.
right, doing it myself. And
DIY.
Easier.
I've gotten very lucky that the people that have been helping me with it are working for some money or doing it for free. I've hired a handful of actors for free, and I really appreciate those actors. It's tough to work as an actor, and to accept work that's free is a big risk. So I really appreciate all the people that put their neck out for me and help me out. And
In this economy, fuck.
Well, and also
Yeah,
though,
right.
if it works out for them, they're going to be
Somebody
the
can
people
see
that you
'em.
call back. And
It's
like,
true.
boom,
and I have been, telling them this kind of stuff. The actors that I use, I really try and let them know that if there's more after the 10 episodes, which I hope there is, that I really do want to bring them back and bring them back in any way that I can. I'll tell you the premise of the show. The Clam is New York City's worst supervillain. He is corny and clammy and a little bit neurotic and has an anger issue. And he is trying to grow an evil following, legitimize himself and his nefarious deeds, and spread his clammy hands around the world one hand at a time.
You didn't
Yeah.
say he was punny.
He is punny.
He's very
But
funny.
he's very punny.
There's tons of puns. The funny thing is I had to explain to my Venezuelan friends what the clam pun was because they were like, I don't get it. What is it? I see he is... Oh my God, this is my terrible Spanish dialect. But they're like, I see he's high-fiving everyone. Why? And I'm like, you don't know about this, do you? Like, no, we don't have clammy hands in South America.
no.
We do, but we don't call it that,
Yeah.
But so I'm using this as my first piece, I guess, as a creator.
Yeah.
So I've written all of it, producing all of it. This is my baby, and I'm trying to use it as like a guiding light or a precursor. The first
A litmus
thing
test, maybe?
Yeah.
I just want to kind of dig my feet in and say this is my comedy chops.
Yeah.
This 10 episodes is me as a comedy writer and producer, and this is what I think is funny, and I hope that people think it's funny. I'm just there for the laughs.
It is very silly.
Thank you.
And I like the inner monologues.
It's cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So there's 4 episodes out now. The first 3 are set up like a normal comic book supervillain trope. Like Team Rocket always does it.
Yeah,
They do
oh
their,
God, yeah.
their evil speech.
Yep.
Right before they strike.
What is it? Oh my God.
I can't remember.
Prepare for trouble, and here
And
comes
make it
make it
double.
double.
Make it double.
Yeah.
to unite the world and our nation or whatever it is.
Unite all peoples
That's
within
what
our
it
nation. To
announce
the evils of
truth and love.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Of stars above.
Yeah.
Jesse,
James.
And then
we're
meow.
lame.
Meowth. That's right.
There's gonna be somebody listening to this pod that is gonna be like,
so mad.
"You're wrong."
Like
Please
my
stop.
wife.
You're saying wrong.
My wife knows
We
every.
fucking butchered that.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
My wife knows every Pokemon thing.
Hell
ever.
yeah.
Like, I don't- yeah.
Yeah, man. So the clam's out. Go and see
Yeah.
it. Instagram's the best place to go to. It's got the link tree to the TikTok and the YouTube and the Vimeo. An Only Clams is coming out soon. A Clam Girl account is coming out soon.
What is the name of the Instagram and the like? Can you put that
The
on here?
Instagram is @theclam_IG.
Okay.
The
Perfect.
TikTok is @theclam_TikTok.
Okay.
And then YouTube and Vimeo, it's kind of harder to find it. There's a kid that has a lot of World of Warcraft videos, and he calls
Uses the
himself
clam?
the clam monster.
Oh,
and so
okay.
he's got a lockdown on all of the
course.
clam, anything on YouTube. So
The algorithm for the search for that.
Right,
is,
yeah.
yeah.
He's
Not-
might work in your favor though.
Not the
I'll get there.
Nefarious Clam.
that's right. That's the first title of the first episode, so you can find it in that way. But Linktree on my Instagram or on the Clam's Instagram is going to be the best place to find it. But going back to your initial, why we
congressional
were talking
hearings.
about this is I've been building the community around the Clam on TikTok mostly because
I see you interacting with people's live streams all
Yeah,
the time.
it's fun.
Commenting on videos. People
Yeah.
are replying to you.
Yeah.
It looks like you're getting a lot of interaction, which is good for your algorithmic spikes, if you will.
Yeah,
Or
and
getting it out there.
I think TikTok is like it's like podcasts. You find your community of people who like
true.
your niche, and you hope that they come back and keep seeing your stuff. But so TikTok's been my best social media device to get this stuff out here. 'Cause
Along with a lot of people.
a lot of
lately.
people are getting their stuff seen because the
of
algorithm
news.
just show. I love getting my news
Yeah, a
from
lot of
TikTok.
news,
I don't
like-
trust
Yeah.
the news that's mainstream now because
Their
it's got an
algorithm-
agenda, bro. They
Yes.
have people paying
There are
them to say
people
stuff.
that do the same thing on TikTok as well. That's why I like when I see something, I'm like, let me go
Check
to
it out.
Google and
Yeah.
like try to find articles
yeah,
to
you
like
gotta check all of them out. But
course.
so,
But still.
TikTok's been great for me to build a following in that way because Instagram, if you're not paying to promote your stuff, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
baby of
It's-
Facebook, dude.
It's
Yep.
and
Yeah.
yeah, man. So, so for them to be threatening to ban TikTok pisses me the fuck off.
Well, it's because Facebook is
Yes.
Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm assuming maybe even Elon, after buying Twitter, is behind like this whole like
Yeah.
let's shut it down because it's taking
killing
taking
them.
away.
Yes. So the shit show that was the congressional hearing, it was very obvious that the boomers on the mic in Congress
Mike, dude, I
don't
saw
know what they're saying and
this,
don't
which
know
is
how
funny.
the
I
internet
saw it on
works.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I saw-
different conversations of how it was starting, and I'm like, the fuck do you mean? Does TikTok access your Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi.
Like,
Oh, I
of
saw
course.
that. Yeah.
And the facial recognition for filters and
Here's something on that.
God.
If you ever go on your app for your banking,
yeah, Face ID.
yeah, and you do your Face
Yep,
ID, if
all the
you
time.
press the button and then look away with your eyes and then come
Even if the
back
sun's
to
in-
look at it, it only unlocks the second your eyes look at it.
Well, it's also too like
So-
sunlight. Like,
Yeah.
my phone won't unlock if like I'm in the car at a red light and the fucking sun's beaming in my eyes,
won't
or
get
if
you.
I'm like outside, like on like a break trying to check my banking. Like, no, it won't do it.
Well, so I would say that I feel that this
Washes you
congressional
out.
hearing was a prime example of how terrible lobbying has become in our
Yeah.
country.
Yep.
Politicians have become very corrupt because ultimately money and power is how they do things and how they move. And that sucks because you have a lot of people on TikTok who are building communities. They're spending money on
Organically.
they're spending money on their productions that they do. They're maybe paying for ad space as well on these things. There's a lot of businesses that have spent a lot of money. So I don't think it'll be banned for that reason. But it was clear to me in the hearing that a higher power, I'm going to say Meta, Google, and probably Twitter were the ones paying ultimately to have lobbyists go in and tell our politicians how terrible TikTok is. I mean, did you see that they brought up the Benadryl challenge? That shit happened in, like before
Never even heard
TikTok
of it.
was invented.
What's really funny is a lot of the dangerous challenges that they were bringing up. They all started on Facebook.
You
They
could
were
see
all
them on Reddit or YouTube
They were
as
all
well.
Facebook challenges that these kids were doing, like the devious
Ice bucket
licks
challenge. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
or like
devious
the-
licks, a cinnamon challenge.
stealing stuff.
Oh, cinnamon
Cinnamon
challenge is
challenge.
huge, dude.
Yeah.
And it was before TikTok.
Sure was.
And I just think it's crazy
Actually, I
that
saw it on Vine.
they're worried about. Oh, I love Vine.
I
Vine
miss
was great.
That's the reason I got into TikTok. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is kind of like Vine, but
TikTok
longer.
fills the hole in my heart that Vine left.
Yeah, Vine was like a good time.
There's a
It was
lot
good
of
time.
people though that were famous on Vine that I kind of wish didn't get famous from Vine and just like died. Not
I mean-
died,
Oh,
but
man.
no, like their
Yeah,
careers
yeah.
died. Like just wish their
I
careers
think they
died.
all have by now.
Yeah.
Name one Vine star.
Shawn Mendes.
Fuck.
That's
Wait,
it.
really? The
Yeah,
singer?
He started
Oh.
on TikTok.
He,
Or on,
though-
Vine.
He has an unquestionable talent, though. He's a good singer.
I think he's a great singer too.
So-
Yeah,
King Bach.
I hope he keeps going. I
Awful
think
person.
He struggles with
Who?
this.
It's not funny.
Couldn't tell you one
I
thing
don't
he
know
was
who that
in.
is.
Yeah. Well, he was in The Babysitters.
The movie?
Yeah, that movie, The
The
Babysitters.
Babysitter?
Yeah, and it was awful.
The horror movie?
Yeah. It
Oh,
was,
I love that movie.
yeah, but King Bach was awful in it.
I don't know who that is, so I'm actually pretty out of my element here. I got rid of TikTok a long time ago, and I never had Vine or anything.
I like it. It's been very fun to try and figure out creative ways to get the clam scene.
Yeah.
You guys will like this. My first, the first time that I don't call myself a troll on there because I am genuinely nice as the clam sometimes. But
Yeah.
like when
Nefarious,
people
though.
Yeah, I say some snarky stuff.
nefarious.
But the first time I went on TikTok live, like the chat, there was, for some reason, there's a lot of Army service members on TikTok.
Yeah.
Just on live, just chatting, and then you can hear the rest of their buddies in the room too. And it's like, shouldn't you guys be working? I
Matt,
don't know.
is it
but-
because it's so fucking boring?
They're playing ping pong is what they're
Yeah,
fucking
that's
doing.
what it is.
They're waiting
just
for their
learned.
turn.
Did you still win?
They're waiting for their
I
turn.
heard you doing good.
Did you see? No, I'm terrible at ping pong. But did you see what Jay commented under?
I almost remember. It was
So
something
he was
funny.
telling me the other day. I haven't even gone and looked at it, but because I was talking about how the saying at work is like winners never
Winners
eat
never eat.
because
Yeah.
they never
Yes, I remember.
because they never sit down
Yeah.
from playing. And he just goes, Matt Matt is never hungry or something. 'Cause I never, bro. I can
I
win
saw that
against
comment.
I can win against some people. I'll never win against Jay. He's been in the military his entire adult life. He's played ping pong for the last 10 years.
So what you're telling me about the military is that they're just ping pong players. That's what they do.
Exactly.
So what I was going to bring up,
You ever
which
see
is,
Forrest Gump?
yeah,
That's
it's
it.
dead serious,
Just-
dude.
it's
just
Everywhere
running
you go, every base you go to, there are ping pong tables galore.
That's cool.
Fucking when we
Yeah.
were overseas,
What about
ping
pool?
pong table? Pool, yeah, there's pool tables, yeah.
Love pool.
So that was one thing I was going to bring up about TikTok, and just not just TikTok, but anything that tracks you, because like TikTok is obviously owned by the Chinese and
No, he's actually
Come on,
from
well-
Singapore.
Yes.
okay.
And if you're gonna say that, you got to remember that TikTok's owned by like an Australian dude now. Elon Musk.
Singapore.
You
and
also
y-
have
like-
to realize this, that all of the data collected by these apps is for purchase,
Yeah.
regardless of where
Right,
they're
Yeah,
from.
so they're
Right.
not stealing anything that they can't buy from
Dude.
the U.S. government anyway.
Yeah, I was, it's
Yeah,
not
the U.S.
just
government
TikTok.
will
Not the
sell
US
our
government.
data just for a meal at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like they'll sell your
So
fucking data. They don't give a fuck.
What our research in the military, and not just ours, but the world military is that now when we're looking for people, or when our satellites are looking for people, there are places where there are not supposed to be any American soldiers, any Russian soldiers, any Ukrainian soldier, whatever. And they're discovering them
from TikTok.
from, well, not only TikTok, but for some reason, they'll just see a whole bunch of nothing out in a desert or wherever, and a bunch of pings will pop up. Like where their smartwatches are at, where the TikToks are being
Yeah.
felt. Another thing, like right before we deployed, they were saying, "Hey, do not tell anybody where you're going. Don't say shit about anything on social media. Yada yada yada." Fucking, I didn't. Even when we were over there, I never posted where I was. I never put any tail numbers of our helicopters, anything. The fucking Delaware Online came to our deployment ceremony, posted everything about, oh, we're deploying to Kosovo in this time. and
Nice.
stuff. But it's like, so like, it is funny. We were talking about government conspiracies and all that shit earlier. Like the government and the media don't really work very well together. They never have. There's really not a big conspiracy going on there like people think. I do think TikTok and anything like that can be dangerous eventually.
But you can see murder on Reddit.
Oh, no.
You can
I'm not
see
talking about what you're going
nonsense on
to see.
Twitter,
I'm talking about we have been sharing all of our generation especially. We've shared everything on the
That's true.
internet, all of our info.
Well, one
and
thing people don't
since
realize
MySpace.
too is I just
no.
dropped it on my phone. I was gonna bring it up, but I actually tell this to people all the time, and it blows their minds. I'm like, you can go to like your location data in your iPhone, and it will give you the exact minute that you stopped moving at a specific location until you left that location. Like I've actually like, it's actually something that'll come in handy if you're ever pulled over and they're like, "Were you here?" And you're like, "Nope." And you can pull up your data. Like, look, I was here and I traveled to here.
It can be very
within
helpful.
this hour.
Yeah,
Your phone tracks way more than you think, and the fact that like we're pushing evil, like we're pushing like to think that these companies are evil because they're tracking data. It's like your phone, your watch, your Alexa. Like, dude, it's one of those things where it's like we've been dealing with it. We've let it happen. Like, why are we
willingly
trying to
given them everything?
Why are we trying to like just punish other companies for doing the same thing that every other company is doing? Like,
Because
it's
they're
all
making the
lobbying.
Because
like,
it's lobbying and money.
But like the fact that like people like there's some people that are just dumb, and no offense to anybody who thinks like, oh, TikTok is evil, but Facebook is good. Like,
No,
you're
it's
just
all
dumb.
bad.
It's all doing.
bad.
They're
They can
all
all be
doing the
bad.
same thing.
They can all be good too.
And
they
also,
can all be bad.
like,
Yeah.
and there's other things too. It's just like the same thing of like being a musician. Do you remember like having like a Facebook page for your band? Like it was
course.
like
Yeah.
it was in the timeline. If you followed that band, it was in the timeline. Now, if you don't pay or interact and like build an algorithm, no one's gonna see your.
No one will
anything
see
there
anything
anymore.
you do ever.
So like
It
with free
amazes me.
promotion of anything is just like gone. And like I think TikTok has been one new social media platform that has like the algorithm is working
For the people.
and not for the fucking company.
Yeah.
Like to pay for ads and shit like that.
Yeah, and they want their piece.
And actually, there's a lot of paid advertisements I see from like really big companies that have like 36 likes.
Yeah, I
and,
see
like,
that
50
too on like
views.
Instagram
Like,
and
I can
stuff.
speak to that because if I see a thing on TikTok that says sponsored, I immediately skip it, no matter what.
Me too.
Yeah.
And Darian says like, "Well, what was that?" I'm like, "It said it was
said
sponsored
sponsored.
ad."
Don't
And
care.
I
I
give
don't
a
care
fuck.
what it is.
Well, so I was saying going on TikTok chat, like live chat, like Twitch.
Yeah.
You can go and just write to them, and they'll say stuff. So my first,
I always say goofy stuff to people. There was some dude who was like a pastor who was like preaching something, but he looked like the vocalist of Disturbed, and I said, can you say, "Come on and get down with the sickness"? And he just read it and goes, "No, I'm not saying that."
he knew.
Yeah,
he was
knew.
like, I know.
He knows. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying. He was like, "No, I'm not doing it." I'm like, "All right, pastor."
Well, so
I'm just
the first time that I started really like getting into being the clam and talking to people, I would write, "Hello, ... It is the Nefarious Clam," and like announce myself. And then if they would read it, that would be like, they took the bait. So
They're like,
I can
what's
keep
the
writing.
clam?
Yeah, and so what I would do is I would then start screen recording on my phone.
Ooh.
Smart.
Yeah, and so I would just chit chat and scroll through and just try and bait people into talking to me. And usually I would say things like, "The Nefarious Clam is New York City's worst supervillain. He spreads his clammy hands around the world," and they would read it out loud for me. And so then that's a little bit of a promo right there.
Yeah.
Then I would message them and be like, "Hey, this was great. Thanks for talking to me. Can I post
use
it on my
Yeah.
TikTok?" And I had a lot of people that were like, "Yeah." Some people said no, but the best one was an Army service guy that in the video I wrote, "Tell the Army that the clam is the United States public enemy #1."
Jesus.
And he did. And he was like, and then instead of just reading it, he elaborated further. And so the video, it's like a 30-second video where he's going, "Yo, guys, we got to get this guy, the clam. He is so evil. The Army needs to focus on him."
What's really
It was
fucked
great.
up though is there's some dumbass out there who
believes it.
really thinks that like the Clam is now going to be some like Al Qaeda organization that's like going to
no, because nobody in America cares about Al Qaeda or fucking the Taliban. They care about
ISIS, bro.
Or
ISIS,
even ISIS.
yeah.
They think they're more focused on pizza places that are trafficking children and
dude, that's awful.
eating their adrenal glands and shit.
Well, no, that's what they think Ukraine is. That's
really.
why a lot of people who support Russia from what I've seen on TikTok is a lot of people that support Russia are like, oh, Ukraine's a bunch of Nazis and pedophiles. And it's like, but you could say that about our military too.
So actually, the reason we couldn't wear hats, our PCs are called, we couldn't wear them in the towns where we were at, was because an American soldier raped a little girl. And he was wearing some shit, so they couldn't identify him. So now we can't. Yeah. It's bad, dude.
Very bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, you can say that about every country's military.
No, you're right.
You know,
every country's military. You go to any country and you meet their soldiers. They're all soldiers. Shitty. I mean,
it's the military.
It's just it's not even the military. It's just how the world goes, and it's like the military is one of those things where like you're gonna get a job no matter what. Like if you suck at being a server, like they're not going to hire you at a restaurant, but if you kind of suck at being a soldier,
they'll take you.
But you don't have any prior medical problems, like, oh, you're hired.
Hey, meat shield.
Yeah, exactly.
How's it going?
Yeah. So, I think I have one more year left on my contract, and
that's cool.
I think I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
What are you going to do after?
I have some plans. I'll get into it off air.
Off air? Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hell yeah. Good.
Yeah. We'll see.
That's good, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dude, it's always good to do something new, and you've given a lot of time to the service.
6 years.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah,
you're practically retired.
Yeah. I appreciate you bringing up the Clam. It's been a long couple months trying to build the episodes and get them out there and stuff.
Yeah, you're doing great, man. The editing's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Your editing is top notch.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you. I think that's like the biggest part of comedy is like figuring out the timing and the editing.
Timing, especially now that everybody is used to certain editing. Like you see with like hot like Neko girls or like cat girls and stuff, like everything they do is in their editing. Mm-hmm. And that's like what TikTok is like mostly full of.
That's why you just got to fucking hit it. Just got to hit that joke.
Yeah. Yeah, but
one and done.
Well, you have to grab somebody. You don't want to necessarily like blow your metaphorical load on the joke immediately.
Yeah,
that's true.
You do want to capture attention, but you want to hit it hard. You want to hit a punchline hard.
Yeah, Tom's pretty good at figuring out what part in the podcast will get people to react online.
Yeah, I love the videos that you put out. The timing is funny, and
Camp Gabagool still didn't go off,
bro.
dude.
But your fucking big titty teacher joke still makes me laugh. Yeah,
I actually stole that from TikTok.
Really?
Yeah,
right.
Oh,
it was somebody else.
Oh,
yeah.
Camp Gabagool was Lloyd, right? Was his brother?
No,
that
Camp
was
Gabagool.
you?
It was
It was
me.
Mikey and Darian's episode.
Wait, what did
we were talking about Friday the 13th
that's
being
right,
filmed in New Jersey.
Yeah, that's right. You said Camp Gabagool.
And you're like, I don't remember what it was called.
My fucking
we're screaming.
My Little
cares? My
Mermaid,
house.
My Little Mermaid joke. I thought was fucking the funniest thing I ever said, and no one else thought it was funny.
What was it?
We were.
Now you gotta.
What
Please
were we
explain it
saying?
again.
I can't remember. Oh,
You said something
Oh,
like
I said I think the hottest Disney princess is the Little Mermaid, and they were like, "Bro, she's like 16."
She's
I
a
said,
child.
I said, "Yeah, but not in mermaid years."
Oh God.
Come on, that's fucking hilarious. No,
Speaking of the Little Mermaid too, I think Darian brought it up. I want to say it was actually last night. We were talking about like, what would you do if you were just sitting on the beach and like this woman came out of the water and then some Jamaican crab told you to kiss her? What would you do? I was like, I would put myself in a fucking insane asylum. Why is that crab talking and why is it a Jamaican accent?
dude.
Also, it's a little.
It's from the West Indies, bro.
If we really think
God.
about that scene, she doesn't say a word in
No.
that whole thing.
Well, she
And he
can.
starts singing
I
the
know she
Kiss That
can,
Girl song.
but that's fucking weird for Prince Eric to be like, "Yo, man, she's so silent."
Yeah, she's
I'm gonna
just
say,
like,
I'm gonna win her over by talking all up on her.
I love bitches
gonna
that
love
don't
it.
say shit.
Yeah, don't say. I'm a prince, baby. Don't say shit.
what is did you guys ever see The Shape of Water? Michael
Yeah.
Shannon's
No.
character,
Yeah.
he likes it that girls who don't talk.
Yeah.
He's trying to shut his wife up while he's having sex with her. It's a fucked up scene.
Hey, milady.
Yeah, lady.
He just covers her mouth. Like,
Yeah, he does. Yeah. On that note, you guys want to
Let's plug some shit.
wrap her up?
Plug
Eddie.
some shit.
Yeah.
All right. What VHS tapes do I got to plug this week?
Well, I love that you guys had me on. Thank you guys. Ooh, sorry. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for letting me talk about the Clam.
Yeah.
I really want people to go and watch it. I'm
I want
also
them to as well.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
It's very funny.
Do it.
Actually, well,
It
we
is
just
funny.
stop.
They're quick comedy, man. So
Yeah.
it's every episode's about 3 minutes. I told you the first 3 episodes kind of set up a famous comic book kind of trope of evil villain.
A narrative.
A
Even.
narrating,
Yeah.
he's telling his evil plans right before he strikes into action, and then 4 and 5 kind of kick off more of the lore and the conflict, I would say, in this season. And so please go and watch it. Leave a comment, write on it. I've been. I love my TikTok. I hope they don't fucking ban it.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it'll happen
Yeah.
either. But other than that, I just have started working on another podcast too. Matt, you were on it. That's
Yep.
the Marvel of Horror.
Yep.
That's Bruce Marvel's new podcast about horror films. So
Don't have
definitely-
me on because
You're not into it. You're a scaredy cat.
no, I just don't know enough.
That's
I just know
okay.
what I like.
He likes horror. He just
I bet you know more than you think.
He knows
Probably.
a lot, and he's also a great conversationalist.
We had him
Yeah.
on this very
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
you
Bruce
did. We
was
had him
Bruce-
on.
several episodes
Bruce
ago.
and I have been friends for a while, like 10 years, almost 10 years now, and
And we barely talked about horror.
I know,
Really?
and
In
I
your
can go.
episode?
I try to stay away from horror on this podcast because I'll go off on a tangent. Like I have too many, and Halloween. I can't. You can't bring up Halloween around me because I'll go off on a tangent. But yeah,
We'll get there that time of year again.
I know it's coming up.
It'll
I
happen.
really think we should have like an episode that's like more geared around Halloween and like
You decorate hard, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I build a haunted house
Decorate.
every year. Yeah, yeah, I know.
We definitely
put
need like
up a few.
We definitely need a Friday the 13th like spooky episode
Yeah,
like
well,
around that time.
well, the next Friday the 13th, I'm having another party, and you're
And I think
obviously
it's-
welcome
Oh,
if you're
thank you.
around.
it's
Yeah.
closer to fall this year, right?
Yeah.
I think it's in
I don't remember, but
August or
anyway,
September.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do another party.
My dad does that as well. Have you
I know.
seen his
Yeah,
setup?
him and I used to exchange notes and
Oh.
go over prop building and stuff together.
I
Your
didn't
dad
know
and I-
that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, your dad's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, your whole family's great. Love your sister.
Thanks, yeah.
Yeah, love Lloyd, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met your mom.
No?
No.
She's a rock star.
I know she's cool. Yeah, I know she's
Yeah.
a singer in a band and
Yep,
stuff.
she's been
Yeah.
in this band Club Fred for a couple years now, but
Awesome.
she's been in bands since she was like 16.
Yeah.
She left school and then grabbed any bands that she could and is a rock star still. She's well in her
kills it,
age,
dude.
and she'll go down here to the Trolley Tap House
Yeah.
where Lloyd's band will play every Sunday night. They do live band karaoke.
That's actually
awesome.
the only live band
That's-
karaoke is cool. I've seen that before. It's the only bar in Trolley I will go to.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
good
Tap
one,
House,
man.
yeah.
And so they'll go, and the best thing is if my mom will go, they'll wait till the end of the night and then be like, okay, everyone, be nice. This is Lloyd's mom. She's going to come up and sing us a song.
Yeah.
So wait, tonight I could go tonight, and Lloyd's band's going to be there
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, they're there. I know.
They're
I was
every
kind of
Sunday,
thinking about
bro.
going. Yeah.
It's
Oh, I might
awesome.
go.
If you
actually.
wanna,
I
meet
actually
up
might,
there.
yeah.
Let's
Oh,
should.
plug this show and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man.
I
So-
need to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I just came from eating at Homegrown.
But I appreciate you guys having me on. This was fun. I'm glad I could give a little bit of like a deeper dive into acting and stuff.
It
It's
was
very
fun,
interesting.
and I appreciate you guys letting me talk about the Clam.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's cool, dude. No,
It's my
plug whatever
baby.
you got. Go for it.
I will. I don't have anything else.
plug
Thanks-
the show, Matt.
thank you
Oh,
for.
actually, I do.
Oh.
I do. You'll like this.
Yes.
My close friend and I, Marin Lavelle and her husband Matt Steiner and my wife Beatrice Naranjo, we're producing partners, and we're working on a new horror film that we're going to start filming in October.
All right.
dude.
That we are.
Matt's going to talk to you offset.
Yeah, I know.
you're gonna love it.
If you need actors, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, we're pretty set. It's
All
a
right,
small
well,
cast.
whatever you need.
I appreciate
Yeah.
you.
He can be an extra.
I can do some makeup.
You know what though? The more people you add, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah,
we
I
can
just
talk.
meant. Yeah,
That
we'll
means
talk later.
no.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was a no.
Just say no, Eddie.
I mean, nice. I don't know. I want people to be excited about this project. 'Cause it's cool. It's kind of loosely around cults, which
Okay,
is really
cool.
in the zeitgeist, I guess.
Fun.
At the
Yeah,
moment.
that's
So,
very popular in the
Yeah.
horror
Yep.
indie industry
yeah.
right
So
now. Yeah.
look out for that.
True crime in general, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have a name?
I'm not gonna say it.
No, that's cool.
Good enough.
Yeah.
we'll
We'll
find
have
out
you back
about
when
that.
when we start production.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. I
We'd
think
love to have you
Marin,
back sometime.
Marin
Not
would
we,
also come
you.
on and talk
The,
too.
Sweet.
the
That'd be
horror
good.
movie that Tom and I have been doing is almost done.
There we go.
Yeah, I want to hear about
we
that.
have one
too,
more
man.
scene to shoot, and I just haven't been around.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm excited to see it.
All right.
Yeah. Tommy, you want to plug your other podcast?
Sure. My other podcast is about stand-up comedy mostly and music. That is called Irrelevant and Illiterate.
Because Tom can't read.
Yep. And Dennis is irrelevant. So
Damn it.
new episodes every Wednesday, and we also just started a Patreon.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Best way to go, man.
$3 a month, bonus episodes,
That's
good
nice.
shit.
Oh, do I get to watch Dennis just play live video games against people?
I will spoil a Patreon bonus that we're gonna do. Dennis is going to get whiskey drunk and play Guess Who.
Oh
the
my
board game?
God! Yeah,
That's
that's
that
awesome.
game.
Exactly the board game.
I'll get whiskey drunk with him. I got bourbon right
yeah.
behind us.
That's at IRR and ILL on TikTok, Instagram, all that shit. New episodes every
sweet.
Wednesday.
Heck
Cool.
How about this show, Matt?
Well, before we go, I just want to real quick. I forgot to even talk about going to LA last week. I won't get into it too much. But speaking of stand-up comedy, I got to see a really crazy stand-up comedy show where it was the comedians would do a 5-minute bit, and then they would play a song at the end of it with a backing band.
Is that the goddamn comedy jam?
No, it was
It
called something
sounds
else. It was
like it, yeah.
similar. So I got to
Okay.
see Melissa Villasenor and Mark Maron. They were like the two big.
Mark Maron.
Do you really?
Yeah, I got to go to the premiere for the movie. It was Dear Leslie or something
Yeah,
that came
yeah.
out. I got to go to that premiere. It
I
was
just heard
awesome.
about that. Yeah. Anyway,
great
it was
movie.
a cool show. There were a couple other comedians there. I can't remember their names, but I love Melissa Villasenor from SNL. And I got to meet Juicy Johnson she was the check-in person, so which was wild. I didn't expect to see her there at the Comedy Store, but
Yeah,
she
she's-
really works there.
Yeah, she's a door person.
So she gave
for
me a
sure.
fist bump because I was like, "Oh, I'm a huge fan," and she's
That's
super
awesome.
nice. Yeah,
cool.
So that was cool. And I'll talk about my LA trip another time. 'cause,
Yeah, sure.
I know
All right.
it's been an hour 40. So
It's been fun.
flew
Flew
thank
by.
you, Eddie. Thanks
Good.
for coming on,
Yeah.
Mikey. As always, thanks for letting us do this at your house instead of mine. Normally, your house is much nicer, like in the living room area.
We're
Mine
in
is
an undisclosed
mine is too,
location.
Yeah, mine is too busy.
We're
going on.
We're
My house is-
underground.
my
in the bunker.
but if you would like to find us, you can find us on Instagram at ThankYouForUrServices_podcast. And that has links to our TikTok, YouTube, everything we do that Tom does, really. And
really.
if you would rather just email us, you can email us at thankyoufforyourservices@gmail.com. Your spelled U-R, the letters U-R, if you're not a social media person. You can email us in telling us you hate us, you love us, any interesting work stories, anything you got. And real quick, I want to show off. These are the sneakers I made at my class in LA.
They look
I made these
great.
from scratch.
They look real.
Yeah, it looks like
a child
something-
made it.
I mean, they're definitely real. I can see them.
Yeah.
I think I stole that joke from one of you guys.
I already
at the
made it
last-
last week. Yeah.
But yeah. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank
for
you, guys.
that. Thank you for your services.
Yep.
And
Thank
Thanks,
you.
people. Bye.